Hello, and welcome to the Pyroelectric Spark Generator channel. I'm Vanessa, your Dungeon Master.
Valia.
I'm Clarissa, I play Alistine.
I'm Lex, I play Joyeux.
I'm Joel, I play Kenai.
Let's get started. We're back! Alright. It is my turn to give one of my patented extra long recaps for those of you who are tuning in for the first time, or maybe missed some stuff along the way. We started off our campaign in the town of Lightwood, where our adventurers Alistine, the half-elf fighter, Bonalium, the tiefling paladin warlock, Kenai, the human druid, and Joyeux, the human wizard.
That's me!
That is you.
Sorry.
Had each arrived for their own varying reasons, either looking for work or seeking passage to the capital city of Eremos. They were hired as guards to escort the elder Queen Mother, an elven woman who had clearly lived many centuries, to the capital city for the funeral of the late king. Along the way, and upon arriving in the city, the Queen Mother took a liking to the group and asked them to stick around in the capital in case she needed their assistance, and in exchange, she would put in a good word with the Crown's Guard to keep them employed. The adventurers agreed, and their first job was to track down and bring several bandits who had been terrorizing the city to justice. Having properly justiced said bandits, and finding a mysterious letter among their belongings, the group was next engaged to act as additional guards for members of the royal family during the king's funeral. However, during the subsequent feast, there was a disruption by swarms of rats, snakes, and spiders of varying sizes flooding into the reception hall and attacking members of the royal family. The swarms were successfully dealt with, and further investigation led our heroes into the kitchen where they found a large symbol of Talona, the goddess of poison and disease, smeared onto the wall in blood. The adventurers spent several days trying to piece together what had happened and began investigating Talona in earnest. They returned to their room one evening to find their possessions ransacked and a note to Kenai threatening him to keep his business to himself or endanger the life of Harold, his mentor who had taken him in from the forest and helped him learn to read and write before starting on his journey. The group was invited to a meeting of the Society of Small Steps, a society with the mission of furthering equality within the city and the kingdom, who had picked up on their sudden interest in Talona and wanted a better idea of their motives. Having explained themselves, Preston, the apparent leader of the society, told them that several odd events had happened throughout the kingdom, including the recent death of the king. He explained that, in addition, the usual transports of lumber and coal into the kingdom from the northwest forest and mountains had not made it through in some time, and people were beginning to notice the shortage. He offered assistance to the group to get to Harold's home, which was in the same area, if the group would also find out what was stopping the shipments. Our heroes agreed and traveled to Summerbend, where they met up with Harold, who was alive and well, but revealed that he had previous dealings with Talona when his son was young. The heroes learned that for the last several 10 days, all of the families and mercenaries taking the shipments of coal and lumber had either gone missing or turned up dead. They were able to find a band of mercenaries who had turned back with their own shipment after one of their party had wandered off and returned seemingly maddened. Mixa, a dwarven cleric with this band, showed the adventurers to the area where their friend had disappeared. They found a nearby cottage, which upon investigation held a trapdoor to an underground temple dedicated to Talona herself. Our heroes descended into the temple, encountering several deadly guardians and traps before interrupting a sacrificial ritual being performed by the temple keepers. After some convincing intimidation and a few good hits, the two temple keepers escaped via magical means, leaving our adventurers to explore the dungeon. The heroes found an armory, treasury, library, a smaller sanctum, a laboratory, and, most controversially of all, a small menagerie housing 4 dragon wormlings and a number of empty cages. The heroes also found a group of prisoners, still held within the dungeon by a magical command of some sort. As the group debated on how best to free the prisoners, Bonalium took it upon himself to feed the dragon wormlings. Upon opening the door, he realized that the wormlings had escaped, and a creature in one of the cages, which apparently wasn't empty after all, claimed he could help control the dragons if Bonalium would free him. Fortunately, Yu was nearby enough to realize that the wormlings were still in their cages, and what Bonalium was seeing was actually an illusion. However, the poisonous and acidic breath of the wormlings was almost enough to take both Bonalium and Yu out before the rest of the party was able to arrive and drag them to safety. Some tense conversations were had about what the fate of the dragon wormlings would be, and as well as what they now realized was a demonic creature in the rear cage of the menagerie, as well as whether the party should stay to help the townspeople or leave to seek Harold's son. Ultimately, it was agreed that at the very least the demon needed to be put to an end, and the group was able to take it out with relative ease now that they were aware of its presence and knew better than to fully enter the room. Oh, quick note. The map I described last session, I misspoke. The map you found in Priscilla's room is not the full continent of Lilt. It is actually an older map that's in a similar scale to the one you have of Phaelton. And some of the areas do seem to overlap. You think you can identify what's probably the dragon's spine, but some other things are distinctly different about this map. You would think you'd probably need to spend some time looking over it and comparing the two maps to figure out the differences and figure out kind of what's going on and get started. It's currently mid-morning. You woke up after a long rest. You sent a Zeraphale, your new crow familiar, Yu, to Valkalor with a message from Mixa about the townspeople this morning. It will take the bird about a day and a half to get to Valkalor. It will take you guys, just so we have all of these timelines sorted out, just over 3.5 days to get there on foot, or just over 2 days on horseback. But those measurements are from the temple where you're at now. If you go back to Summerbend, that adds half a day each direction. So half a day back to Summerbend, and then another half a day to make up that lost time before you can even start making progress towards Valkalor. But yeah, you guys just finished killing a demon.
Where do we want to go next with this? I guess some of us are going back to town. Some of us are staying here. What is our plan?
Makes a
Hey,
reach
hey,
forward and shuts the door to the menagerie so that the dragon breath doesn't come through the doorway.
what about those other cages in there?
Yeah.
We don't know.
Are they all empty or not?
Want me to go check it out?
No.
Can I? How damaged was the bag of flour that I threw at the Balgura? Balgura.
You
Anna
sprayed
doesn't know.
flour all over that cell. It's a pile of flour with a dead demon on top of it at this point.
That's just flavor.
How do we?
It's probably just like demon ashes.
How do we want to check these other cages?
Doesn't Bonalium know how to like smell things?
Yeah, that's why I was offering to go into the room.
No, none. Can you smell things from like out here?
No, I didn't have to be in the room.
And you can't
Even if
for
we open the door?
everything. Only
If you open the
certain
door,
things,
I'll
right?
check it out.
Let me see. So in terms of fiends, let me just see where you would have been with respect to the other cages. So because none of the cages would have full cover from you, technically you would know that at the very least there's nothing that would fall under the umbrella of your divine sense within the other cages, because you sense the Ogura. You did not sense anything else.
I didn't sniff out anything else when I was looking for the hate demon.
Okay.
They're probably
But
empty,
always
right,
have
guys?
to take a second whip if you need to.
I mean, they're probably. I think that if we go back in there at any point, we should assume that there are more threats in there than we are aware of.
Yeah, let's just
But I
draw
think-
use your chalk and draw like an X on this door, and then make sure nobody.
I
comes
already
in.
drew previously a skull, so I think we're good.
Was here where you drew the skull?
I don't know, but I'm drawing a skull on the door.
Okay, there's a skull there.
Yeah.
Ken, I think the door
Says-
should be secured a little more extra.
So
Let's do
Uh,
that.
Bad idea.
Oh, there's like desks in that library, right? Let's move some of those in front of the door.
We can
What
move a
way did
bookcase
the door
over?
open?
The door does open in towards the room.
We could
If we like
So
hook a chair underneath it, maybe that.
we
underneath
could
the
just slide
door,
a
no?
bookcase over there, maybe? How heavy are these bookcases? Does it look like we could
I don't
push a
know.
bookcase in there?
uh,
Are they like carved from the floor?
are carved from stone.
Let's just pile all the desks in the hallway.
Okay.
who are you? I'm sorry to bring this back up again. I know it's a kind of a sensitive topic since we've talked about before, but do you happen to know how long baby dragons survive without food?
I know nothing about them. That's part of why we need to go back to Summerbend.
All the meat that I originally thought I was bringing to them is just sitting there on the floor now.
Hmm.
I'll
And
drop
probably like 100 years without food. They can probably live forever, without eating. So we can just leave and feel fine about leaving them in there for a while, right, guys? It doesn't really
I mean,
matter. They could live.
I don't
And
feel
I think starving them is not.
that's not right. I mean, I don't feel fine about any of this, Alistine, but yeah,
And I
I
think if they must be dispatched, it should be done quickly.
I agree, but
Open it.
I mean, they
Alright,
haven't
let's
been
go
like
find those desks.
unfed for days. It's been what, 2 days now?
It has been. Well, I mean, you guys have, for the record, you guys have been underground for several long rests now. It's getting hard to feel what's a day or remember what light is like. It's probably starting to kind of weigh on you, honestly. But it has been, gosh, about 2 days. You guys have had 2 long rests in the temple.
Okay. It's not ideal. I don't know how we get food in there safely. I guess I could try to mage hand some. I don't know what they eat. Do they eat normal food? We can try before we lock this room up.
I can be your human shield as you try to get the.
Isn't Shueyu's hand invisible as well?
Yes. So
So
should
I
be
think that is
fairly
the safest.
safe.
Well, there's like a whole demon body in there. Maybe they eat that thing.
But it's a separate cage, though.
Yeah, I don't want to try to get that
Can
out of
Shueyu's
the...
mage hand chop it up?
No, that'd be... It's far beyond my... I've never tried. I don't think I can do that. No,
Does
that's
Balgura
not...
cook well?
Liam,
like
do you know?
I
do
don't
they
think we should
taste?
feed that to anyone or anything.
Make a retroactive perception check for, let's see who would have been in line of sight. Liam, Alistine, and Canai.
Wouldn't we all have ended up in line of sight?
You were
when we
inside
killed
the
it?
doorway. Yes, it has to be when you killed it. 3 for Liam.
Look at anything.
I got 12.
17?
17. Canai, what'd you get?
12.
Okay. Yeah, so Alistine, you saw as the demon fell. Just had it. It dissolved into a foul ichor, and its body was no more.
I don't think that's gonna be an option, guys. I just remembered that it like turned into mush. So
Well, the dragons seem to be
Makes
quite
sense.
young. Maybe they do not have teeth to chew anyways.
I don't think we should feed it that. I think it will maybe kill it. Can we just try to give it some of the meat?
Oh,
I brace against the door.
can I still have some goose in his bag?
it's probably not good.
It's probably not.
It's
Maybe
definitely
for
still
dragons?
there.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they are green and black dragons. You would think they'd be. No, I mean, there's a little meta.
You wouldn't think that.
Yeah.
I mean, you would have the best chance. Can I?
We don't know
you managed to
anything.
get a 12 nature check as opposed to the other 3 nat 1s or 2s that everyone else got.
12 nature.
Multiple bad rolls.
I was the one that got the highest on the dragons.
You were? I thought it was Can I?
I thought it was Canai as well. I don't know.
It might have been Bonalium.
I'm not sure.
I think you got the highest when everyone rolled, but they were still all below 10. Can I had rolled the day before and gotten a 12.
That makes sense.
So he's, if I recall correctly. What I was going to say is you would know your knowledge would probably extend to like they're not fiends, they're not celestials, you know, they are their own type of thing, but their most similar kin would be sort of like beast type things. So you have no reason to believe that they wouldn't eat meat. It seems the most logical thing for them to eat. You would not really know anything about their resistances or immunities regarding old meat.
What else did we fight in this dungeon that might be meat worthy?
Creature in the first place.
What about the
that first-
They've
the
all
bug
been
things? The
sitting
quashits?
for a day now.
Closets.
The quashits, yeah.
Interestingly, most of the things you fought, I believe, would have dissolved into that same ichor.
If we just like go in the forest outside and like shoot a deer.
Also an option.
There's still some meat on the floor in this room. We could just test that before we go get them anything else.
Okay, well why don't you test it and we'll see.
Yeah,
what happens.
let's try that first, maybe.
Jedi, you can talk to animals. Can't you just ask one of them to walk in there?
Oh no.
The only animal Kenai has seen is that spider upstairs in the house.
That is true. You did notice, can't I, that there were not a lot of animals in this area. This whole section of the forest was surprisingly quiet and lifeless.
All
Were there
right.
any vermin that we noticed in this dungeon at all? Any kind of rats or creepy crawly?
Spooky, scary skeletons.
Yeah.
I mean,
Doot,
you
doot.
could.
There were skeletons. People.
There were.
There were literal skeletons.
And dragons.
You did not notice. You noticed a lot of spider webs, and possibly even some spiders in the lower large ceremonial chamber. But that is about it.
And I do that thing where, like Princess Fiona did, where she spins a stick around the spider web and creates like a cotton candy ball and feed it.
You can. Do you do that?
No.
Go fetch a frog, just blow it up, tie it around a string, and like push it gently into the room.
Take a snake,
Can
make
we
a
just-
balloon animal.
There's already meat in there, guys. Can we just try that
Just
first?
Do it, Drew. Just
go
open
do
the
it.
book and do it.
I'm waiting for him to open the door.
The door.
Okay. You open the door.
Can someone put some light in there, maybe?
Green flame
Can
flame.
I prepare an action for if any breath attack comes through the door, I will push Shueyu out of the way?
Okay. You can, yeah, and there's room for that. Okay.
Do we have any way to make some light in there?
Lighten up
And I
my-
can make a flaming sphere again.
That seems like a lot on you. I don't want to. We don't know what else is if there's
Is there a
any more to
torch
do
down
today.
the hallway somewhere?
I mean, we have torches.
Nixa can
Well, there might be one that's already lit in here. I'm just trying to look down the hall and see if there's some torch light.
yeah, there's
There.
torches through.
Okay, I grab a torch.
Area. Okay, you go grab a torch.
And I bring it back and I stand in the door.
Okay.
Can I see well enough?
Dragon sitting there shuffling uneasily.
I will look around behind Alistine. And carefully pick up a small amount of meat and slowly set it in one of the cages, very cautiously.
Alright, you do that. The little black dragon wormling sniffs at it untrustingly, but takes a little nibble, and then
Okay, I will continue to do that with the other ones very carefully. with whatever meat is still in there?
They eagerly eat all of the meat that you give them.
Oh, they do eat meat? Interesting.
I'm gonna activate my divine sense while I'm semi in the room, and while they're
You're
distracted
still
with
just you're in the doorway in the same spot you were before, unless you're going into the room. You were already as close as you could be when you did that initially.
when they're all like eating and distracted, I'll take a single step into the room and just kind of poke my head in.
They,
So,
as
one
though, I mean, you're not particularly stealthy anyway, but as though they don't even need to, like, see this, the two closest, actually all of them stop and look up at you. But wait, because, you know, you have fed them, so they don't do anything. You do not sense anything that falls under the umbrella of divine sense.
back away and slowly just close the door again.
How much
All right.
food did we just feed them?
Well, Bonaliam, how much meat had you gathered for them? Bearing in mind that this is also the meat, this is also the small amount of rations for the townspeople.
I would have brought the equivalent of one chicken.
Oh, yeah. They eat it, like, within seconds and are impatiently nipping at the sides of the cages for more when Bonaliam shuts the door.
How much food do we have down here? I don't think this is
I
much for them.
believe
You said like 10
said there was-
days.
Oh, no, not that. I think, like, a few days worth of rations left.
I thought you said, yeah, I thought you had said more than that as well, but maybe not.
Oh, you know,
Because
no,
there's a lot
okay.
of people.
Yes, you're right.
I don't know.
About a 10
Well,
days worth.
Kenai says we
And
should
it's
probably
fine.
bring food back from the town.
I think so.
after
I think, yeah.
Let's go.
Okay.
So we should decide who's going into town.
I would like
And
to
I would
go.
like to go back with Harold if possible.
I would like to go so I can try to find a book and see if I can find anything more about these.
I'm gonna try to roll stealth to lean over to Alistine. If we let Dryu go to look for a book, might be another day before they return.
Are you trying to hear or, like, notice what Bonaliam's doing?
I mean, I'm
Right.
paying attention to everybody.
Rolling
Okay,
a
roll
conversation.
perception versus stealth.
Stealth is +1, so 15.
9.
I mean, you're still standing in front of her whispering something to Alistine, so, like, you notice this happens, Bonaliam, but you don't. Or, sorry, Shreyu, but you do not hear what he says.
Okay.
Smirk.
Okay.
Do you guys
You
think
guys are all
you
still
will be
standing in
okay?
this hallway having this conversation, by the way.
Kenai and Harold can find our way back.
I know, but I mean, like, safe on the way back with both of you and Harold?
Do you want me to go? I have to, if you want me
Yeah,
to
that'd probably
talk
be good.
to my
Yeah.
friends. Does Harold need to come? Because honestly, he might be a liability.
Harold
ask
might
him.
need to write a message, but yes, that's also wise.
Why don't we ask
My
him?
2 cents.
I think we should ask him, yeah.
So
But-
you guys go back
Yeah.
to yeah.
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 Yes, you guys go back to the barracks where all of the townspeople are hanging out. Harold is playing cards with Nicole in Oslo. So it looks like y'all came back in one piece.
Went pretty well,
Yep.
actually.
Nice and easy.
So what's the plan now?
Some of us need to go back to Summerbend. We think some of us should stay here to keep these people safe. We don't know how many should go or...
Alistine and I are going to stay here to make sure that all of you are protected. Meanwhile, Kanai, Shwayu, Mixa are confirmed. They're going to go back to Summerbend and see about providing reinforcements and making sure the town knows of your whereabouts and will provide protection as well. I turn to Kanai and ask, and Harold, ... just trailing off, prompting Kanai to pick up what the plan is with Harold.
Harold.
I could go or I could stay.
Harold
any of you
needs
travel
to write message.
quickly?
Does not Harold need to write a message out for Harold's son?
I thought we were all
Uh,
headed to go find his son, right?
Yeah, I'm not entirely clear where we landed on that.
Where did we land on that, guys? Is that where we're going next to look for his son, or...
Weren't we gonna all go to Falcolor and then try and do the teleporty thing to Linlier with
I
Harold
think so.
to look for his son?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay,
Yeah,
then
I mean, I'd still, I guess, like to try and send a message in the meantime. But I can send that with one of you if needed, or I can come along. The longer all this takes going all the way back to Summerbend, that's another day.
I don't think there's a way around not going to Summerbend for everyone here. It's
Think
the
so.
safer option. It's
lies
not
here for the
more
people.
safe.
Are any of you able to travel faster? I mean, if you guys wanted to if two of you went or two people went, you could bring the horses back. You'd be a little quicker on the way back. Then we'd have to bring horses to Valkalor.
We might want
Might
horses.
not be the worst thing to have along with us.
I think we should get horses either way.
I'm not
Does
sure how readily
Harold or-
available they'll be in Summerbend. You might get a hold of some. It's not.
Well, if you bring
Does
biggest
Harold or
place.
Mixa know any horse vent sellers?
There's a few farms around that have some. You might be able to find some. To get enough for 5 of us, you need 3 more. It might be expensive.
Are
I
you...
don't know.
You're coming with us to Valkalor, right?
If the reason to go is to then travel to Linlier, I would love to be able to go
Alright, just making
find
sure.
my son.
Oh, I meant... never mind. I can't count. I apologize.
Okay, well,
and if you're coming back with the mercenaries, makes us friends, then and guiding them back, then if they aren't on the horses, you're gonna have to go walk
Yeah.
in speed anyways.
I could guide them back. I've been here,
And-
so as long as I go, we just take a little longer to get back here.
yeah, that's fine.
We'd still want to wait for you to get here before we leave people, right?
Probably not a bad point.
So...
We could get to them first. At least we'd get a head start. and then you can go do whatever research you're trying to do.
Yeah.
It'd shave off a little time.
Okay. Let's do it
And
then.
it's decided. What do we decide?
Harold staying or going?
Harold,
I'll stay.
Okay.
Unless you need me to ride a horse back here or something.
I think we're good.
Okay.
So Jueyu's gonna read some books, and I needs to get supplies and warn the town. And Meeks is gonna talk to her buddies. Like, we should probably wait to divvy up any money until after we've bought the supplies and you've
Yeah, I think we should.
hired your friends. Probably.
Fair point. As long as we'll all be back here in the same place at the same time at some point.
I think that's the plan at the end, right? We'll
Going
all
to be
meet
Yeah.
here.
To come with us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Honestly. I believe it's all in Kanai's bag. We kind of shoveled it all in there.
There might be some dirt as well.
Yeah.
Should be fine.
He has a thing about dirty
Oh.
coins. It's
the
a thing.
dirt can also be split so that Meeks' friends have land. Kenai knows that is valuable.
Do you all just let him believe these things without correcting him? Because it's fun?
We've
or-
been together
Too
for
much
like
work. We've been a little busy.
what?
Fair enough.
2
I'm not
weeks
about to
now?
explain it.
Yeah, we've known each other like literally no time at all. So
We're
guys,
getting there.
I mean, don't forget travel time. You guys have all been together for. There we go. 1, 2, almost a full month. For like more than 3.5, 10 days.
We're practically soulmates.
Basically, you know each other fairly well.
So what exactly do we need to get done in Summer Bend so that we can make this as efficient as possible? I need to learn about dragons.
If Joyeu's going
And
to
I-
spend some time researching anyway, can I? Maybe that would be a good opportunity to identify the armor that was magic.
Armor. Well,
Is there-
Kenai must first let the town leader know of this situation.
I don't
That is
know
Kenai's first priority.
if anybody
Kinda
here
like-
is gonna have the ability to identify that armor in this town. It's a small town.
The way that magical items work is you can use the identify spell to identify a magic item, or you can spend an hour with the item and learn enough to understand its basic properties.
Anyone could.
Anyone could.
Yes.
Maybe Kenai will leave this armor here
Uh,
with Bonalium.
The difference.
Or
The only
Alistine.
exception is potions, which all you need is a little taste to get an idea of what it is
Mm.
supposed to do. And that's definitely reliable all the time. Don't even worry.
I think just by the looks of the armor that probably best suited for Alistine, right? If you're willing to wear it.
Or can I too?
One of you guys, I don't wear armor.
We'll investigate the armor while you are away.
Okay.
Kenai also asks that the dragon room is also extra secured.
Yes.
shove some some tables in front of it.
Mayor, dragons, horses? Are we looking for horses?
Yes.
Oh, you mean
possible.
the constable?
Sure. Yeah, that one. Yeah.
Yeah. See, the reason you didn't know before was because you didn't ask Harold or Mixa.
Okay.
Right.
That's
it
why.
was
Constable?
Rubber bed.
Constable,
There's it's the constable is who you're looking for.
dragons, horses. Was there something else? Mixa needs to go speak to her allies.
Supplies to
Mhm.
feed the people so they don't die.
Supplies. So, okay, we should probably get that when we're getting the horses. Okay. That's everything, right? That we need to do here?
Yep.
So.
Okay.
Harold, did you need anything from your house when they go back?
I brought everything with me, but he's been actually writing out a rather long letter at this point. He is a bard still, which he rolls up and hands to Canai and says, "Can you make sure this gets sent to Linleair, please?"
Yes. My one question is, if we had horses, how long would the travel back be?
I did all the math, guys. Are you proud of me? I even did the math for that one. 2.5 hours as opposed to 4 hours.
Okay. And it's still early morning currently? We think?
Fairly early. Yeah, it's mid
We
morning
think.
by the time you guys have all these debates.
Okay.
Okay.
And fed the dragons piece by piece of all the meat that Bonolium had cut up very nicely for them.
Okay. No, I think that's our plan. We're just gonna go there on foot.
All right. So, Shueyu, Kanai, and Mixa head out on the road. Bonolium and Alistine are staying. Are you leaving the armor with them to stay?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Can I will leave the armor for the others.
Time to split the party.
Yeah!
Woo! Yay!
About time. I can't believe it took this long. All right, so you guys head out into the forest. Kenna, you are again struck by just the slight eeriness of how quiet and unpopulated this portion of the forest is. It's not too far away from where you would have, spent your time before you joined the civilized world. You roamed through a lot of the Axpeak Timberland, which is what the Lightwood Forest is known as, north of Phailton. But it's a little close to, normal travel routes for where you would have gone typically. And probably if you had, the less life there was there probably would have put you at a sense of unease. So, but you are still familiar with these woods. Are you guys traveling quickly, stealthily, or just normal pace?
I say quickly.
I agree. I think we should. Yeah.
All right. So at a quick pace, you can actually get there in probably closer to 3 hours or so. So you get there early afternoon. In the meantime, who is spending time with this armor?
I had this mental image that we were investigating it together. Like, if Alistine was okay with it, I'm imagining she dons it, and I just playfully strike her with the flat of my blade.
I'm not putting that thing on before we look at it.
So what? We supposed to just hit it while it's off? Like, how do you investigate magic items? Have you ever done
take
this
a
before?
little nibble on it, see what it tastes like?
I use my divine sense on it and sniff it.
How
Stab
do
it with
you
my-
investigate this armor? Yeah.
I sit it up against the wall and I shoot it with an arrow.
Roll to hit. You go to the armory and you get it set up on one of the little targets, and
19.
It sinks in. It does appear to puncture the armor just as easily as normal leather armor.
I use a green flame blade and just like kind of tap it.
Seems to, the expected effects occur. You guys spend some more time with it. You look over, at first it just appeared to be a regular set of leather armor, but other than the fact that Shui Yu said that she could sense some magic on it, as you look it over, you see that there are designs etched into the armor. At first you think might be flames, but looking more carefully, you realize that this almost looks like a liquid or something like that, and you sort of start to think about what's going on in this dungeon, everything, and you figure out, hey, wait, this is acid resistant armor. So this is armor of acid resistance. It is leather armor, but it is magical. And it is resistant to acid damage, and it makes the wearer resistant to acid damage. Which probably would have been useful when you were fighting all those things that did acid damage. But there's still some acidy dragon vermlings.
Dang,
So.
why didn't we enter the dungeon through the backside and get this armor first?
I know,
And
Yeah,
follow
right?
by ooze?
If we had dimension doored in,
Exactly.
someone won't make us.
I get the feeling that it'll still be
7th
rather
level.
useful considering your dealings with Tolona thus far. So, you guys make your way back to Summerbend.
A quick pace.
Quick pace. You get there in a few hours. You make good time. You arrive early afternoon, like I said. As a reminder, let's find where I wrote it all out. Not there. Here. So Summerbend is it's a village. It's a little bit smaller than Lightwood, but it gets it gets a decent amount of travel because it is along the route where the woods and hills sort of funnel into this path into Phailton. So there's a few businesses. There's the Jack's Tavern you went to before, the little library, the general store. That's most of what's going on. Probably a few other merchants.
Okay, we should probably go speak to the constable first.
Well,
Well,
sure,
if
you
you-
must learn about the dragons.
Yes. Oh, I suppose the two of you could go do that.
Want me to have a head start back if you guys are riding horses back or anything, we should probably go talk to my friends first. And
Fair.
since you're the one with the pocketbook, I'm gonna need you to come along.
Okay. Do we want to? Yeah. Do you two want to go speak to them? You have the money, can I? And you know them, and then I'll go to the library, and we can then all go talk to the constable after that, or
Yeah,
okay.
this sounds fine.
I'll go to the library. If I get done and you're not here, I'll meet you guys. If you get done, I'll hopefully be there still.
I'm
Okay.
just leaving as soon as I get them in tow, but unless you need me to talk to someone.
No, that's
No.
fair. We can.
That's fine. Well, probably Kenai thinks Mixa's friends should also carry rations and supplies back with them as well. More hands
Fair,
would mean
that
more
is
supplies.
Yeah.
That's a good point. Alright, we'll go talk to them. We'll get some supplies. We'll
Yeah.
head out and you guys can
I agree.
Go read some books or whatever it is you do for fun. There's nothing wrong with that. I'm not trying to be rude. I just don't. It's not my usual way of doing things. So I don't
It's understandable.
understand. But I cannot deny your results. So I respect it. Let's go, can I? She like reaches up to pat you on the shoulder. She is much shorter, but also much hardier, so it's a good pat. Just to flash back to the other two real quick. The armor does require attunement, which means you'll need to spend an hour like attuning to it once you put it on. So if you want to use it, that's just something to think about if you're going to attune to it while they're gone.
Do you think this is better for you or can I? Who's more likely to bathe in acid?
I mean, I don't try to make a habit of it, but I definitely took quite a lot of hits earlier, yesterday, or whenever that was.
So does Jwayu, and honestly, I fear for her most. Do you think we could train her to wear leather armor?
I don't think she's kind of the type for that.
You know, it took me a while to get used to just wearing metal on my body. I mean, all it takes is a little bit of practice. Just move around in it a little bit, maybe get smacked around a little bit in it. She'll be good to go. Like, honestly, if she could wear that while casting spells, she'd be pretty unstoppable.
I feel if we smack Jwayu around a little too much, she might actually die, so...
That's the point, though. Prevent that because it happens too often.
That's a little concerning, Liam.
I'm
The
looking out
old
for her better interest.
That was a joke, by the way. I don't actually think you want to kill her.
Thank you. I think if Jwayu heard me, she might have taken that one seriously.
Yeah, she takes things a little seriously, doesn't she?
All right, you want help getting into that?
I'm good. I can do it myself.
Alright, so you are tuning to the armor.
Yeah, why not?
Okay. It's not like one of those things where then no one else can ever attune to it ever, so at the very least you could have it on now. Alright. So let's go to Mixa and Kanai first. You guys approach the Jack's Tavern, which you notice now has a brand new shiny sign up front matching Bonaliam's previous design that he had given the barkeep. Entering the tavern, Jerome, the half-elven barkeep with long dark hair and a bit of an uneven posture, greets you. And sure enough, reliably so, Katona, Balog, and Langle are there. And they look up and they give a cheer when they see Mixa, and Balog says, "We're starting to get worried you weren't coming back." Mixa says, "I'm tougher than that. We got work if you want." And she looks at you, can I?
Oh, yes. Can I open his bag of holding and reach in?
You gotta. Do you want to explain to them what the job is?
Oh, yes. Can I will close the bag of holding and so Kenai and Kenai's friends have found a group of prisoners captured by this cult of poison worshipping Talona worshippers. And these prisoners need securing while a magical effect on them wears off over the next 10-day or two.
And they're prisoners of a cult.
Yes, but the cult has been purified. I believe that's the word Bonlane would use.
Huh. The whole
Justice?
cult? The whole cult?
Only
Yes.
from that dungeon? Kanai thinks some may have gotten away, but that is why Kanai needs help.
Mixa goes, I'm not gonna, lie. A few of them got away. There's also some dragon wormlings in there. That's why they need us to protect them. But the dragon wormlings are locked up, and yeah, I'm not thrilled about it either. They sort of tugged on my heartstring, but there's good money in it.
Yes, and Kanai will open again the bag and take out a sack and plop it on the table. There's also land.
Is this a sack of dirt you're plopping on the table?
Yes.
Okay. Balog, waves his hand forward, motions his hand forward for you to hand him the sack.
Kanai passes the sack over.
He grabs it, opens it up. Is this some kind of joke?
Kanai
Leans over, goes, can I, they don't need the dirt. They want the gold.
But Kanai thought land was expensive.
Land is, if you're giving someone land to live on, like a lot of it that's still in the ground in one spot, it's more like an area. Like, people don't just need dirt, they need like space that no one else is gonna come in and attack them in, or if they do, like, you can defend it. Like if you had like the dungeon, right? Like that, if that was your dungeon, you could defend it and you could live there.
Kanai and friends should give
need.
your friends dungeon? Does
I
Mixa
don't
and
think we want
friends
that
want
dungeon.
that?
I mean, that's a creepy place to live, and also, we'll get, right now they want gold.
Okay. Kanai will reach in and pull out a handful of loose coins that were spilled into his bag of holding and plop them onto the table.
You're just pulling out like a random fistful of coins, right? Like you reach into the bag and think coins, or?
I reach into the bag and think coins.
All right. Roll 3 d20s.
Me slowly realizing we never discussed this.
Yes.
Me realizing it long before you split up and being still thrilled.
Right when Juayu was like, okay, bye.
3 d20s, right?
Yeah, tell me what each individual one is.
Okay, I got a 19, an 18, and a 5.
Okay, so you pull out 19 copper, 18 silver, and 5 gold. And Balhug looks at it and goes, is this per person? Mixa just kind of looks at you and...
Oh, okay. And can I do the exact same action for each of them?
Alright, roll 3 more d20s. Make sure you read them off to me in the order that you do them.
Okay, so I'll read from like left to right.
Like, writing this down.
Oh, okay. I mean, I'll write it down as well.
What you're giving them.
What did I say? 19, 18, and 5?
Yes.
Yeah.
Last time? Okay. This time I got 1, 16, and 1.
Okay.
And want me to do it for a total of 4 times?
No, because
Or
you're just you can if you want, but it's just Katona, Balog, and Langle at the table. Mixa is under the impression that she's still getting a cut
Ah,
of the
okay.
overall pot, so she
so
won't ask for gold from you.
I guess the third one will be 16, 10, and 16.
Okay, so that comes out overall to, what is that, 23 gold? And how many silver is that?
Wait, 23 gold?
That's what I got just adding it in my head, but oh, sorry, 22, huh?
Okay. It's 22 gold, 44 silver,
Okay.
and 36 copper.
I'm mostly just bummed about how we're gonna have all these weird amounts of coin now.
And roll me a persuasion check, can I?
Awesome. That's Kenai's strongest skill.
Mm-hmm.
And Mixa looks over the pot and goes, "We could really use the help." And you have advantage on it because you brought Mixa along.
Oh, okay. All right. With a -2 to persuasion, Kenai got a 17.
Well, because you brought Mixa along, and with the amount of gold offered, that does manage to pass. If you hadn't brought her along, it would not have been enough.
Oh.
But, Alright, for Mixa, we'll do it. And Langle just scoops it all together and says, "We'll divide this later." You know, they'll deal with it later. And Mixa goes, "Alright, so we need to go, now is the other thing."
Do they still want the land? Kenai points at the second.
They don't want the land.
Oh.
He goes, "I'm not ready. I don't have any of my stuff together." Meeks leans over to you and goes, "5 gold signing bonus." And they look a little more appeased at that. He goes, 15 more gold, can I?
15. Kenai will reach in and count out slowly 15 coins. 1. No, that's copper. No.
If you're thinking of gold is what comes out.
That's a goose leg.
Or are you just thinking
copper?
Coin?
No. Coin. Gold.
Back at
Those middle circles.
Back at the sunken temple, Maulium's ears start burning. Like, I feel an injustice is happening somewhere.
Eventually, Kenai gets out 15.
Ask for what you guys are asking of them.
I know, but Bonalium would fight it, saying like, "How dare you ask more when lives are at stake?" He would get very uppity about it.
Their lives are at stake, and they are not prepared to go anywhere. So
it doesn't register.
When we found 1,800 gold or whatever, 1,300. Fine, you can have 20.
Yeah, you can.
I mean,
spare.
To Kenai's mind, he's keeping the more expensive dirt in his bag.
Yeah.
So, who cares?
He's got the real valuables.
The real.
Here, have these metal
real
circles,
goods.
Whatever.
Right.
Suckers.
Suckers.
Can't build a house on that.
But Kenai will eventually count out the 15 gold.
Alright. They, appeased, will agree to go now. And you guys can go buy some supplies at the general store.
Okay. Will Mixa's friends take these supplies with them
Yeah.
to the dungeon? Okay.
That was part of the additional 5 gold apiece, was to convince them to go now and carry supplies with them and all of that. So let's see. I can find a cost for that and let you know, but unless there's anything specific you want to roleplay out about that, we'll just use standard costs for.
And I would prefer to provide Goose as the food of choice?
You start that and he goes, can I? They probably need things that will travel and last better if they might be there a while. Goose can get kind of heavy for, like, you can only eat so much of it, you know? We probably want dry rations.
Okay. Does Kenai need to cook rations? Some of these don't seem cooked enough. But there's no char.
That's okay.
Oh,
Um,
disgusting.
yes. Thank you. This is,
Okay.
I just want, like...
However much, I guess.
Yeah, I'll tell you what it is when I can find it a little easier. Oh, you know what? I'm looking at the wrong thing. Anyway, so Shui, you.
I'm immediately going straight to the second story. Not the second story.
Good
This
luck,
is a
because
different,
that's
different town. I'm immediately going to the small library attached to the side of the general store.
Oh, with the nice
Alright.
half-orc girl?
She's a
Who's that
dwarf.
half girl, right?
She's
Oh,
a
dwarf.
Yeah.
She's a dwarf.
Half-orc librarian is again in Aramas.
From Aramis,
I was
but
also
not
mistaken.
at the second story.
Oh,
Also, for enough supplies to last another 2 10-day for 10 townspeople plus some dwarves, we're gonna say, oh gosh, it's gonna be about 200 silver pieces, we'll say.
She was gonna say 200 gold, and I was like, that can't be right.
it's expensive. Kenai's getting them like the most bougie meal possible.
You're giving them poor living worth of like expenses.
You're
But-
getting like goose legs that are dipped in gold, like those
Yeah.
fancy wings.
They're covered, flaked in
Yeah.
gold leaf, and
I'm imagining McDonald's Szechuan sauce.
Ew.
The stuff that tastes so bad that if it doesn't have like a fast food brand on it, you make it think like, oh no, this must be really fancy and really delectable.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
I like such ones.
Yeah, I go straight to the library.
Yes. So you go to the small building on the side of the general store. It has the little building, simple wooden sign that just says library. And you open the door and you see Karina, the young dwarven woman who's, like you said, probably just of age. There's a few shelves worth of books, and she goes, oh, hello, you're back.
Hi, Karina.
Yes.
I need your help
Thank you.
again. I was a big fan of this
Thank you.
place. Do you know anything about dragons?
They are very scary.
Yes, I would agree with that one. Do you have any books on them? Anything, any information regarding dragons? What they tend to eat, how they tend to live, base knowledge on them?
We can look. I've got some books on lots of different creatures, so we could probably find something. I'll help you look. Come on, let's
Awesome.
look. Roll an investigation check with advantage because you have her help.
That's pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
22.
22. All right. You find. So first, you find what is a general book on creatures that includes a passage on dragons. It's like almost a manual of different monsters you might come across. But
Awesome.
you
Mhm.
learn that directly from the monster manual. True dragons are winged reptiles of ancient lineage and fearsome power. They are known and feared for their predatory cunning and greed. You know what? This is Karina reading it for that matter. With the oldest dragons accounted as some of the most powerful creatures in the world. Dragons are also magical creatures whose innate power fuels their dreaded breath weapons and other preternatural abilities. Many creatures, including wyverns and dragon turtles, have draconic blood. However, true dragons fall into the two broad categories of chromatic and metallic dragons. The black, blue, green, red, and white dragons are selfish, evil, and feared by all. The brass, bronze, copper, gold, and silver dragons are noble, good, and highly respected by the wise. Though their goals and ideals vary tremendously, all true dragons covet wealth, hoarding mounds of coins and gathering gems, jewels, and magic items. Dragons with large hoards are loath to leave them for long, venturing out of their lairs only to patrol or feed. True dragons pass through 4 distinct stages of life, from lowly wormlings to ancient dragons, which can live for over 1,000 years. In that time, their might can become unrivaled, and their hoards can grow beyond price. Wow, why do you need to know all this?
You said that there's chromatic ones, the colored, the green and the black would be chromatic ones.
Let me see. Yeah, it says 2 broad categories, chromatic and metallic. Green and black are the chromatic. Yeah, selfish, evil, and feared by all. Ooh,
That is
that sounds intense.
quite concerning. We found them some that were, I would assume, wormlings. You said.
Well, if you're still alive, I have to imagine that's terrifying.
Yes, I almost died. Although I've it's not the worst thing I've seen. They were in cages. Evil.
And they're just little baby dragons in cages?
Yes. Have you heard of Talona? Goddess of disease and poison.
Oh, yeah?
There's been a following of her that's been trapping people, sacrificing people, quite concerning really. And I will
That
go through and give her all the
what happened
details.
to the Ashvilles?
Yes, unfortunately.
Oh gosh, that was terrible. What does that have to do with dragons? Oh, you said you go through all the details, you say?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. What are you
They're-
gonna do with the dragons?
We don't know yet. They're innately evil.
I mean, according to this book,
They're
I don't know.
danger to a lot of people. But killing them seems wrong. I don't know what we're doing with them. We can't take care of them. They're dragons. We'll die.
Well, I guess we could see if we could find anything else. And with that 22 investigation check, you will find a little bit more information.
Is there a book called How to Train Your Dragon?
There is not.
How to kill your dragon?
Humanely.
One of my emails.
How to humanely euthanize your dragon?
Humanely execute some evil dragons.
Pulling plugs for dummies.
How to
Recipe
ethically
for
decide if
euthanasia.
you want to kill a dragon?
Evil being ethics.
So Yeah, with
Moral
your
dilemma, Dragon Adventure.
investigation, you will learn that green dragons tend to be lawful evilly aligned. They breathe poison and are immune to poison and the poisoned condition.
Okay.
And you will learn similar information about black dragons. That they tend to be chaotic evil aligned. That they are immune to acid damage and breathe acid. You will also learn that they do have a swim speed. I believe both of them do.
Okay.
Yes, so they can both swim.
And
And fly.
I'm assuming I learn of the generals of them, their kind of abilities and stuff they could do to some extent.
A little bit. Mostly what
Vaguely.
I said would
Okay.
be.
Oh, fair enough.
You're still limited by the fact that this is the tiniest library on the planet. So you found all of the information in this library, but there's still
Okay.
only so much information here
Okay.
to be found. All right.
Well, we've been really struggling with this one, Karina. I don't know what we're gonna do. I really appreciate your help, though.
Yeah. Good luck.
Thank you. Thanks so much for your help. I'll give her a
Thank
gold.
you for... Oh, you don't need to. It's a library. I mean.
I know, but you're spreading information, and that's important.
Thank you. She very carefully puts it away.
You're
she
making
did the
this
last one.
one rich librarian.
I mean, for a library.
Books are expensive.
Well, books are expensive. And she doesn't ask anything of anyone to use the library, so...
How is she making a living?
He's a volunteer.
Yeah.
Paid by the city?
Possibly, you don't know. You're not there, you didn't ask.
I just gave her gold last time.
I assume about when I'm heading out, I hear Can-I trying to explain to her that the ration should be more cooked.
Probably. As you're heading out, yeah, they're leaving the general store but there's no char on them. Oh, good. You're done. We got the food stuff. We're gonna head out. You go talk to Constable McStuffy Pants. We'll see you later.
McStuffy Pants?
That's you, Dreyu. You know that's not his real name, right?
I mean, obviously. It's not his
Obviously?
name. It's not his name.
And
It's maybe not obvious to you, Can-I? I apologize. It's a
doesn't
poor,
rule out-
poor use of words.
What are the pants even stuffed by?
It's a... I don't know. I thought it was kind of odd, too.
These
Okay.
kids, their newfangled expressions.
Right. It was a slang. Kenna doesn't get it.
yeah.
Neither would you.
From 1,000 years ago.
Probably not.
Right.
Trey's like, that's not fetch.
I'm trying to make fetch happen.
It's been 100 years, Shweyu. Stop trying to make fetch happen.
Never gonna happen.
Anyways. How did, so the mercenaries they're all going?
Yes, mercenaries
Okay.
accepted Kenai's coin offering, and
Oh,
Mixa is taking them.
How much did we offer them?
3 handfuls of coins.
Okay.
All covered,
Mixa was
right?
there. It was probably fair. It was a fair amount. Yeah. So they let you keep your dirt?
Yes, Kenai surprised. Kenai thought this was very expensive.
Well, maybe not to everybody. Let's go speak to the constable.
Yes. And we'll go
How do you
find whoever
know the
constable
value of
is.
that and asked anyway?
Stop entertaining Kenai!
You know what? I mean, certain things are more valuable to certain people.
It's fair enough.
You realize that you did not ask anything about where to find the constable.
I go to
But
the most
it's a
obvious
small enough
constable-looking
village.
building.
Yep. It's a small enough village. You can put it together.
I run back into the library and ask.
Doesn't
Yeah.
the constable work out of the stable?
Unstable.
No, it's
Because he's
constable.
constable.
He's without the stable.
Oh, he's
Oh, you
without
said
stable.
staple.
Right, that's what I heard.
The constable
office
works
door.
out of the staples.
We go look for
Government work. He's got to supplement the income.
a sentient staple.
Yes, that's what we'll keep an eye out for.
Okay. Well, you don't find that, but you do find the not a sheriff's office because it's a constable, but you find the
Constable's office. Okay.
Yeah, you
The
find the little,
constabulary.
The
it's a little,
constabulary.
like
That's
jailhouse kind of thing with a few cells and a place where the constable would maybe be, and conveniently is right now because I feel like sending you guys on a wild goose chase this time.
A what?
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 We go in.
what
You
Kenai
go in.
wants to.
You see, bigger guy with a nice thick mustache, sitting at the desk. So, can I help you?
Huh?
We're looking for the constable? Is that right? That sounds right. I think that's right.
That would be me.
Has Kenai seen the constable before?
Roll a d20.
11.
Yes, you have seen him before. You have not met him.
Yes. Kenai knows this person. Kenai spots the big frame from beyond the trees.
He looks politely puzzled.
We have more pressing matters, I think. We were hired. We're freelance workers. We
What?
we're trying to figure out what happened to the people that have been going missing lately. And we stumbled upon quite a terrible sight, really. A group of people worshiping Talona, the goddess of disease and poison, and a dungeon of trapped people, and we're looking for any help we can get there.
Who hired you?
Do you remember who hired us?
You're getting paid.
Do I remember who hired us?
Roll a
No.
history check.
Come on, it's been like a couple days.
It's been like
16.
plot summary at the beginning of this session. It's not my fault if you can't remember. With
And
the
I
16,
would remember.
you remember that it was the Society of Small Steps. It was Preston.
Yes, it was Preston. Okay.
Should we be
Yeah,
saying their
Hire
names?
us for the
I didn't say
temple.
that necessarily. It was we were hired by a group out of Aramas, a concerned party.
A concerned party.
The Society of Small Steps, have you heard of them?
I have not. What is their concern?
The betterment of
Libraries.
Aramis.
This
Ethical business
Aramis.
practices, and I mean the supplies you guys send out end up in Aramis often, don't they?
Yes, Kenai remembers the coal from Summerbend often goes south.
Well, that much is true.
Some concerned parties there. Unrest.
Okay, he does manage to put together what you got. Okay, so they hired you because the coal wasn't getting to Aramis.
Yes.
Okay, now why didn't you just spit that out to begin with?
I thought I made that clear. I apologize.
You said the betterment of Aramis.
I
It's
guess
not
that's fair.
important. Alright, so you got hired to
We've been
do
underground.
this.
Anyways.
I'm not sure
Yes.
what you're coming to me for.
We need any help we can get. There's still people stuck down there. There was
Cave-in, or?
no some
Kelowna worshippers.
Kelowna worshippers,
You
some
said as
Or-
much.
They're
magical
holding prisoner.
powers, clerics of some sort, evil.
Our friend says
Force
the
them.
constable should have an emergency plan.
So there's worshippers of Kelowna stuck
No.
underground.
Can I give me a second?
Like Taurus
There are
every time.
we stormed this place, this dungeon.
Okay, so you stormed a dungeon.
Yes. We removed as many of the Kelowna worshippers as we could.
Justice.
Some of them, so two of their high power
high power.
clerics of some sort escaped through magical means, but they had used this spell here, gas, to force them to definitely how you pronounce that,
It
to
was fine. It was just your doubting of yourself.
to basically trap these people down there temporarily, and but it's not a very, obviously not a pleasant place. It's not very habitable. They're gonna be stuck there for quite a while. We've sent some mercenaries to help keep guard, but any help would be, I mean, a big deal to these people.
Some of these people come from Summerbend.
I think most or all of them do.
So, I mean, I'll grant that I've heard the rumors of some cleric of Kelowna living out in the woods. You're telling me that it's actually a whole dungeon in the woods that no one's noticed.
It's underground. How would you notice it?
Fair. And that's where people have been disappearing to.
It appears
Yes.
so. They were sacrificing them Talona's name. We didn't save everybody.
But everyone there is secure now.
To an extent.
The
Look, I'm
followers
just
of
trying to
Talona are
establish
still.
what's going on.
There are no more followers of Talona. There are some
that we know of.
that we know of. There are some beasts of some sort, dragons down there that are in
Now, that's
cages.
the detail you left out the first
That are
time
in
around.
cages.
Alright.
We're not sure what to do about them, really. It's quite an awful situation here.
Well, let me explain the situation here, which is that most of the people you've got myself trying to keep law and order in this town, and my deputy. And other than that, in times of emergency, we can sometimes pull together an informal militia, but we're not fancy. We don't have the Crown's Guard that Aramis has or anything like that. Most of our typical militia is probably down in that dungeon, either alive or dead. So, there's not a lot I can do without deserting the town myself. If everyone's safe for now,
Understandable.
is there a way to... You said they're stuck temporarily?
Yes, maybe 2, 3, 10 days tops. Hopefully we're off by then on them.
It's a spell. Okay.
I said that.
I can only keep track of
Sorry.
so much information at once. That was not Vanessa saying,
Yeah.
oh, you didn't say that. That was, I can't
Okay,
remember
yeah.
every single thing you said.
Sorry. It's a lot.
Yeah. So, it's a spell. I mean, if it's gonna wear off, I could use some of the city's funds. We could maybe send some supplies until it wears off.
We got some supplies, but I'm not
Are
sure
there families
how many.
here who have lost missing members?
A few. Most travel as families for such a big trip, or it's individual mercenaries, so there's
Maybe
probably one or two, but it's the town, the village is up and down this pass. Send people, so they're probably not all from here.
maybe
Understandable.
Summervend should know.
Yeah,
and the people
we should.
of Summervend can help.
Oh, I can definitely get the word out.
Yeah, get word.
Just don't.
Warn people that.
The families that have lost people are the ones who sent their, who had their able-bodied family members sent as mercenaries. So, the people left are not the ones to really be sending into a dungeon.
Understandable. Yeah, maybe warn people that some survived, but not everybody made it. It was quite an awful scene down there.
To be honest, most of them assumed that they weren't coming back, and no one was coming back, so at least we can give them a little bit of good news.
Do you have anybody that has any knowledge with mental health or dealing with times of crisis? I know that the people that are making it out are gonna have a lot to go through after seeing the things that they've seen and being down there.
In a village this size, we barely have a regular doctor.
That's understandable.
I'll warn her, what to expect. I'll have her ready to help. We might be able to actually send her. I'll see if I can send have her get, her supplies together and send her with my deputy, maybe in the next day or two, to go tend to anyone down there.
Okay.
I think it's worth it.
We sent word to Valkalor, and hopefully some clerics will be coming as well to help in any way that they can. But yeah, that will take, a couple days at least, probably.
All right, I'll see what I can do. See if she's willing to head down there again. If there's anyone sick here,
Yeah.
we only have the one, so.
Would gold be necessary for the doctor's help?
In a situation like this, we have some town funds that we can put a little bit towards, and honestly, she'll help out of the goodness of her heart, so I wouldn't worry too much.
Okay. Are you sure people that are here are gonna be okay? You said you only have the one. Is it maybe safer to keep her here, and we have some people keeping an eye, but
I'll talk to her about it. She knows
yeah,
the goings
you'll
on
know
of the city
what's best.
health-wise better than me, so we'll see. If you said there are some clerics heading that direction,
yeah,
I'll leave it to her call.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. It's, not great news, but at least we know what's going on now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, Constable, Kenai has a question to ask as well. Where can Kenai and Shueyu find farm beasts to ride?
Horses? Anyone sell
Yes.
horses here, or?
There's a couple farms around where they breed them, so he gives you the names of a couple families, but they usually only have a couple, so I don't know what you need.
Thank you.
Anything we can take, I guess.
Asking potentially a lot for them to part with them, so it might not be cheap.
Understandable.
Kenai has 20 sacks of dirt to pay with. Should be enough.
Just not respond to that.
Yeah. Thank you for everything. Yeah. I'm sorry we couldn't come with better news, but
Can you he'll have you sort of describe it, like tell him how to get to the area.
yeah, I can draw him a small, like a quick map distance, and I will
Kenai
probably help me.
Will help.
Yeah. Because I'm not great at it.
Also, it's like, here is village, here is temple. There's some trees in between, so there's not a lot to draw. It's more
direction.
description,
Yeah.
which is probably Kenai is better with anyway.
Okay.
So
Kenai will give a description of how the land will progress as they travel.
Okay, but is he? Because the way he speaks is still hard to understand.
it is, but he has a better. When it comes to,
I'm kidding.
Like, he has a better grasp of.
Yeah.
What you need to look for to get to a certain place, things like that.
I help translate.
Yes. All right. And with that, we're gonna go ahead and go to break. I think we'll be back in 15 minutes. Thanks for watching. Stick with us.
Stick around.
welcome back. So can I and Jue you're gonna go try and find some horses to buy?
Yes.
Yes.
Rather than continue to leave half of our party out just like sitting in a dungeon, and because buying horses isn't that interesting, if you want to find horses here to buy in addition to the 2 that are at Harold's, you can go get those 2.
Yes.
Any additional horses to buy will be marked up by 50%. So I think they're normally 50 gold, they would be 75 gold instead.
Oof.
Hey, 75.
Yeah, instead of 50, 75.
Oof.
No,
Per horse.
initially I thought they were 75.
Oh, were they 75? In that case, they'd be 100. I will double check.
Clarissa, why'd you open your mouth? No, I'm kidding. Okay. Well,
Riding horse 75 gold piece.
Yeah, so. This is what happens when you don't treat your things well, when you lose them.
When you set them on fire.
Mhm.
Hey, I tried to tackle mine, okay?
pay.
Yeah, I think we do it. 300 gold.
300 gold for it.
Don't
All
kill
right.
these ones.
This will be of the like group goal that we got. Right, so.
Yeah.
Anything else while you guys are in Summerbend? You pick up a
Um,
you pick up Cheese and Sally, right?
Yeah.
Am I able
I still
to
have
get...
a letter in his from. Can I remember that he has a letter for Harold?
Hey, can I...
What can I even do with the letter?
How do we send a letter here?
Can I? Doesn't know.
I'll go back and talk to the constable.
I expected the librarian.
Nope.
But the constable.
We're right there.
You're not. You went
Oh.
to horses, but it's fine.
I go to
Nope,
whichever
you're
one's
talking-
closer.
nope, you talk to the constable.
Well, he was closer.
Maybe.
You could hire someone to act as a courier. Probably go through the general store to do that.
Okay. Do you know anyone that sells magical supplies here? Papers, inks? Never mind.
Yeah,
Thank
he
you.
gives you a little chuckle. Good
We
luck.
leave. Thanks.
Okay.
It will cost.
This is getting pricey, guys.
You just couldn't afford to do anything before. Gosh.
And now we're doing fancy stuff like sending letters, buying food for people.
It's a pretty good journey. It's probably good cost. We'll say
Someone's heading that way, right?
gold to send that letter. Well,
3 gold.
especially honestly, like because going into Failton is dangerous right now, it should cost more. But
Not anymore. We took care of the problem.
How
I
much
don't
be
know
bags
that,
are
but they can go through the forest to get to Linlier, which is dangerous in its own way, but would be faster. But we're just gonna
Okay.
call it 3 gold because
3 gold. Okay, that's fine.
I'm kind.
Okay.
You're welcome. This my face so bright.
Did
How
how's the
confident
letter,
are we
like,
that it'll make it?
addressed? What is the letter addressed as? Or to?
What is the like? Who?
Yes,
It's
and
addressed
also
to
like how
Harold's
did
son.
is his name Harold's?
Yes. No, you've never asked Harold's son's name.
No,
can
but
I...
can I will attempt
No, I
to
know.
read.
So can I? You look at this name, Ravel Cotter.
His last name's Cotter? Is Harold's last name Cotter?
Harold's last name is Cotter. You don't
It's
know
actually
that,
different.
But Kanai does. Kanai probably actually doesn't even know that. But
What is the
No,
last
probably
name?
not.
exactly?
What is the last
You have
name?
Last
First?
name you ever used.
Last name? What? Why two names? Is one name not enough?
But actually,
For some people, it's
Kanai,
not.
As you look at this, don't make that face at me. Yeah, you look over this letter and you see, and there's just like something in the back of your mind, like your heart just hurts looking at this name. And then you sort of get over it and you send the letter.
Do I notice that?
Is heart hurting?
I guess not.
I mean, you could roll an insight check, I
No, that's
guess.
okay. There's a
There could be
lot
some
going
other-
on. I'm pretty distracted, probably.
Okay.
What are we gonna do about these damn dragons?
My heart hurts. for these dragons.
Mine does too.
I just imagine Joy like, it's okay, can I? I worry about the dragons too.
Yeah.
He's like preparing to murder them.
Oh my god. What a turn, Treyu.
All right. Okay, now anything else in Summerbend, or do you head back with your horses?
I think that was all on the checklist, right?
We saddle up our horses and we ride out of the city.
Okay. Well, we have 3 extra horses.
Yeah. So, because you got extra horses, you will still be a little faster than if you went on foot, but you also have to wrangle 3 extra horses.
I actually do this
So-
cool trick where I do the splits in between 2.
And
You
Joy
don't.
breaks in half and dies.
Right? Like, roll an acrobatics check, DC
No.
1 million.
Anyways.
And I will use animal handling to try to get the horses to cooperate.
Oh, just animal handling.
Yes.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, you can roll animal handling. You're not like specifically casting speak with animals.
I will not speak to the animals today.
Okay.
You could have some
Okay,
great
that's-
fourth wall breaking episode.
That's nat 1.
Oh gosh, how mean do I want to be? Not that mean because I want this like to go on, but yeah, I mean, can I knows animals. Can I has this? Can I maybe doesn't know domesticated animals as well as like wild animals? And
And I try to like herd them from the distance, like a
Mhm.
wolf.
and spooks them. One runs off the wrong way. You manage to wrangle it back, but it takes longer than honestly if you had just gone on foot by the time all of this happens. You get back to the temple. Oh gosh, it's probably been a couple hours since you got to Summerbend as it is. So you get back. I mean, you're traveling in the woods late at night. Are you gonna keep going even though it's dark?
I
Yeah.
think we have to.
Make it. Yeah.
Yeah, you make it.
We'll keep torches
eventually.
out.
Roll a constitution check, both of you.
15 for me.
9.
You are exhausted, Shreyu. You have 1 point of exhaustion. But you do eventually arrive. Harold is waiting anxiously up for you. You get there well after when the dwarves arrived, which they expected you to catch up with them on the way.
Yeah.
You see Alistine in her shiny new armor. But yeah. Did everything go alright? It took you quite a while.
It's a lot of horses to handle. We're not At least I'm not an expert with them.
Did you
Horses are
manage
very
to
different.
get enough for the trip for all of us?
Horses?
We have 5.
That should be useful. And get there a lot more quickly that way. Alright.
The constable is going to speak with the local doctor and possibly send her if needed. If he deems it, if they deem it more practical than keeping her in the town. Obviously there's people that need her there too. Yeah, they weren't able to offer much help. It's a small town.
There wasn't much of an emergency plan, Bonalium. Whatever that is.
Can I wakes you up to tell you this?
Yeah, we wake them all up, I assume.
Yeah, I mean,
Have a
I don't know.
conversation.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
Assuming you guys went to sleep despite the fact that they had not returned. I don't know if you would have or not.
We would have at least taken shifts.
Yeah.
Fair, you guys are. I mean, the mercenary dwarves have arrived as well, so they can help with that.
Okay.
I mean, I would wake them all up when we got back to let them know everything got done. We got horses.
Yeah. You okay, Schweier? You look a bit tired.
Yeah, I mean, it's been a lot, right? The sun's nice, though. Haven't seen that in a while.
Do you want to rest a bit? I was
I think
Have the dwarves secured the house above, or is everybody just in the dungeon?
That's a fair point.
They're sort of awaiting your guide, or Isa can take charge of that in general, but they haven't been here that much longer than you. They still didn't, set off until late afternoon. By the time you guys got there, like early afternoon, got them hired and bought all the equipment and everything. Oh, the not equipment, but supplies. So they arrived a couple hours before you, probably just in time to also be needing a rest. Yeah, so they're taking shifts, taking watches, but if you want to direct them to, it's not unreasonable that probably one of them would be up.
Yeah, I think maybe there's 3 of them.
4 if you include Meeksa.
Yeah, if we include Meeksa. Do we maybe want to send 2 up to keep watch up there? How do we want to?
I think for tonight
handle
we
this?
can also kind of shuffle in between with them,
Okay.
since there's a lot of us here.
I'm okay with that.
Does that mean like 1 hour watches? Or
Maybe.
we just do 2 by 2?
Probably 2 by 2 is
Keep some
better.
extra people. Keep a little bit better watch. Hopefully. You and Alistine and Bonalim, you guys might want to take the last watch and get to see the sunrise. I don't know. You guys have been down here a while. It's up to you.
Actually sounds really nice.
But
It's fine to
yeah,
me.
we should definitely talk though about, I guess, what we found, or what
What'd
Shoyu
you
has
find?
found. What did Shoyu find about the problem?
Well, they're obviously quite dangerous. We already knew that.
Right.
They're definitely gonna get significantly more dangerous.
They're dragons. Yeah.
Far beyond our level of expertise, knowledge, any of the above. Like way more than we could even fathom trying to handle.
Because
From
we knew.
my understanding, there's two main types of dragons. There's chromatic ones, the gold dragons. I'll pull out my thing that has a gold dragon on it. Metallic.
Metallic.
I meant metallic. Yes, metallic dragons. And I'll pull out the cup. Gold, silver. I think it's like most of the metals, the precious metals. And then there's chromatic, which are what these are. Typically evil, bad intentions, and the sort. So
Makes sense. I mean, we're in a temple of Tolona. I kind of just already assumed that.
quite dangerous creatures. If we tried to set them free, I mean, it could cause a lot of problems. But I don't know. I don't know. I don't have a good answer here.
Well, it seems that these creatures will be dangerous whether we keep them trapped or whether we let them go.
Absolutely.
And for the good of Summer Bend nearby, it might be best to ensure their safety.
They're Did I get a sense of like how it? Did I get a sense of how intelligent they would become? Do they become fairly intelligent? Do I know?
I mean, you get a sense that they're fairly intelligent now.
Okay. I mean, they're naturally drawn to evil. They're fairly seems intelligent. Maybe we could convince them. I don't think it's realistic to try to save these creatures. I know I'm the one that screamed you all out about that yesterday, but I don't know.
So the situation really hasn't changed as far as what we do with the dragons. So
Yeah. I think we have to get rid of them.
Matter of finding a quick, uncruel way.
The fastest way to dispose of them. Dispatch them.
Why-
That sounds wrong.
why are we killing them now?
They're a danger to everyone.
Yeah, that's what we said originally. Why are you suddenly okay with it?
Because I did my research. We can't save them. We can't make them good, make them not hurt people if we set them free. Like, do you have a different plan? What are you...
No, like what our intentions were at the start was to, dispatch them humanely. But
Yes.
you fought us tooth and nail that was not humane.
Because
And then you went and did research, and just because the book says that they're chromatic, now suddenly your stance has changed?
I am on the side of life, and if I didn't think that setting them free would end more lives, then I would set them free. But I think if we set them free, it is not on the side of life. It is on... They will kill... Who knows how much damage they could cause. It is not... I'm not happy about it. I don't want to kill for any reason, but... I'm on the side of life.
I hear you, Joyu. I hear you loud and clear. It makes total sense. Absolutely. No, let's go ahead and dispatch them like the plan was originally. And I start walking off towards the dragon room. Thaumaturgy activates, and just like this slight rumbling comes through the ground.
All
I don't
Walk after Bodolium.
have the energy to stop him right now.
I try and grab Bodolium's arm.
What?
Do you allow her to?
Yeah.
Okay.
What is going on with you?
I'm just so angry with that. With such hypocrisy that, we were the ones that want to, like, just, dispatch and do away with it right away, quickly, humanely. But no, that wasn't humane for Zhuayu. That was completely against morality. But now that she realized that they're born with a predisposition to evil, now it's just suddenly okay to kill them without the effort of what she was trying to do to save them, to put in that effort to do this redemption, and make me feel like an ass, like a not a very nice person, that I was the corrupt person. And now suddenly it's okay. Like, that's everything that I stand for. Like, that, the way that somebody is born is not who they have to become, that there is a path to redemption. Like, it feels like she just spat all over it. But
Why
I'm
are
done.
you letting her get to you like this? You had a reason for wanting to kill them before too. Why did you change your opinion? Is it because you found out they're evil? You feel like she might want to kill you if she found out? Or she realized that you're like them? You don't have to be that. You're not like them. You've learned these creatures, we can't change them. And she doesn't want to kill you. It's not about you. It's about this situation is a bad situation. And it's complicated. And it sucks. It's not going to be easy. You know? There are times that I know, there was monsters in my past that I wish people would have stopped before it got out of hand. And I feel like this is one of those situations where it's not an easy answer, but it's going to protect people just to do what you need to do. Take Jueyu out of the equation. She doesn't matter. What do you want to do?
Protect people.
Exactly. Don't think about her opinion changing. Don't think about what it means for you and your crap that you have about yourself and your blood and whatever. Just try and focus on the big picture and stop getting so defensive about everything that Jueyu says.
You're right. You're right. Thanks, Elson.
Take a breath, take a walk, come back to the room with everybody in a few minutes, okay?
That's a good idea.
Go back to the group and wait for Bonalium to come back.
I am visibly crying.
Pat Jueyu on the back.
I don't want to kill them either.
I know, it sucks.
We can't.
Bonalium's got his own stuff, okay? It's not you.
We'll die if we try to save them.
I know. We know that. He knows that. He's just got his own tiefling, messed up, weird school crap that he's got going on. You've got your crap. Everybody's got their own crap. It's not you. It's not him. It's evil. I don't know. Anai's got crap, I guess. Maybe.
If I was
You
a
got
better
crap,
wizard,
Kenny?
maybe we could save them.
I mean, Kenai did eat some cheese earlier.
You ate cheese?
Yeah. There are only 4 horses now.
The horses, by the way, are upstairs, so it's good that someone's
Yeah.
you developed a plan for someone to keep track of them up there.
In the house?
Yep.
Yeah, we just took five horses and 1 dwarf in a house.
Or to a joke.
Right. All right.
Well, there is a job to be done.
You doing it tonight?
At this point is when Bonliam rejoins the group, visibly calmer but quiet.
I know my intentions might not make sense to you, Bonalium, but if we were more powerful, if we could train them to be good, raise them, I would do that right away. Obviously, that would be the first thing I would do. But we'll die if we try.
Put my hand up. Joyeux. I know. This is the conversation we had earlier. It just pains me that you opened up old wounds. I'm over it.
I'm sorry.
Let's just not talk about it anymore.
All right. So, what's the plan?
Are we taking?
How prepared are we?
Question.
Do we want to rest before we
I think maybe we should
do this in
wait.
the morning?
We should come up with a
does
plan.
look tired,
We should come up with a plan, though.
and I guess, do we want the dwarves to help, or should we just take care of this as our personal party issue?
I mean, I don't know what help they're gonna be. How much ranged abilities do they have? Do we know?
Any of them have magic?
I mean, we wouldn't know unless we asked
maybe-
them or included them in, right?
You would have had like a little bit of a discussion on their abilities. Meeks is the only one with Meeks is a cleric. The others are just usual mercenaries.
Okay.
So probably have crossbows or something. But getting into that doorway, you guys could barely all get attacks off as it was, so it might be rather crowded to include them. The other thing to bear in mind is, you had that demon fight earlier today, but you will be going into your travels having used a lot of your resources or waiting another day.
Yeah.
If you don't do it tonight, so that's the decision for you to make.
I see you put on the armor, Alistine.
Yeah, it's like
And
acid magic.
that makes sense.
Non-acid magic, I guess.
Non-acid. Okay,
Yeah.
that makes sense. That could
Because
be
dragons was acidy,
useful here, right? You think?
Was it acidy?
The
I mean,
black ones
it's what my
were acidy, the green ones were
my
poison.
leg sure looks like it was acid.
Are there pants of acid resistance for Shwayu?
Not here.
Things.
No.
Wait, where did Alistine's armor get splashed?
All
Acid?
over?
Just all over? Okay.
Yeah, she was in the goo.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
true.
Same thing with Bonalium, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, what do you guys think? Do we want to have a tough time with it tonight, or have a tough journey tomorrow?
Well, tomorrow might be best because Shwayu seems a little tired.
I'm tired, but I can
This
still
will go.
use magic.
I think this will be up to Joyeu's decision how confident you feel doing it tonight with how tired you are.
I mean, I'm tired. My concern is not whether or not we could deal with this tonight. It's how humanely are we gonna be able to. I mean, that's gonna be my concern either way, right? But I don't want
Are the
to.
cages, like, when they're suspended, were we able to get a good look at how they were suspended? Like, are the cages themselves removable from like a hook or something?
Unless you were looking to see that specifically, I don't
We were all in that
have-
room at one point.
Yeah, I was just asking
Yeah, but
passively.
that's
if we
a
Fair.
noticed.
small enough thing. I
That's
think
fair.
you have to be looking for it.
Mhm.
So you guys were never really looking at the cages, or really, I mean, yeah, you had no reason to be inspecting the cages themselves.
Did Chueyu, in Chueyu's readings, did Chueyu see if these dragons sleep during the day or night?
Did I see that?
Probably not.
I mean, I
You didn't see anything specific that said
didn't see
they
anything
were nocturnal.
specific. I assume they sleep at some point. We could
You did.
keep an eye,
you
I
do know
guess.
that they have dark vision.
Does nocturnal or diurnal really matter when they've been kept underground for extended periods of time?
That's
Yeah,
fair.
they
We
might
could
not have a cycle, but
wait till they sleep and try to take them out.
yeah.
There's 4 of them. This is gonna be an awful, slow. If we can
Maybe they're
remove
like-
them,
Maybe they're like birds, you know, you just put a blanket over the cage and they'll think it's nighttime and go to sleep.
I
I put a
mean,
blanket over him.
if we feed them again, we could maybe
Oh,
get them confident enough in us to take one cage out at a time.
Shueyu, did you also read that, or I guess, did Shueyu also explain to us how green dragons are, I guess, wait, did Shueyu learn that green dragons are like resistant to poison and black dragons are resistant to acid?
Yes, I would explain that, I suppose.
Okay.
I give you all the details that I had.
Can will suggest that we feed them, but we switch the effective damage types. Poison the food given to the black dragons, and
Poison is a
acid the
slow
food.
death.
Well, it depends on the kind of poison, I guess.
Do you have any
I say let's just go in there and get the deed done.
poison? I think
And I
if
pulls
we
out
can
the
take,
vials that we found.
I suppose do you know how powerful that stuff is? That might be an
Well,
awful.
Can I uncorks it?
Seems like a normal healing potion. Tastes like a healing potion too. Pretty standard healing potion as far as you can tell. You're starting to second guess whether this is even poison. It's very convincingly a healing
Okay.
potion.
I think if we can, we should take one cage out at a time. I think that it's going to be really dangerous to try to do them all at once.
How big are these?
Yeah, could we?
worms?
Is that
Can we
feasible?
get a size description?
I mean, dragon wormlings are medium sized.
Okay.
So they are the size of you.
Take all
So
of us, maybe.
It'll be kind of hard to get the cages out, regardless.
No, she meant take them out, like kill them one at a time, not take the cages out.
I meant take the cages out, but we might not be
She
able
meant
to.
both, I think.
Yes. I meant both.
She meant take the cages out so you could take them out one at a time.
This is so sad.
Yeah.
I hate
I'm gonna
this.
say I need you guys to decide whether you're doing it tonight or tomorrow because we're not playing out this slaughter. Like you will be able to do it. It's just a matter of the resources used. Whether you
Could we
do it tonight or tomorrow, and if you're going to try and do it tonight, I may just have you roll to see how it goes, whether you can finish it tonight or need to, use some of your resources from tomorrow in the morning to finish the job.
We just do it tonight then.
could we flood the room
I was
possibly?
trying not to say that so you could avoid avoid the meta.
Wait, didn't you read that they all can read water or breathe
They
water?
have swim speeds.
Swim.
What I wouldn't know, so I would assume I shouldn't take that risk probably unless it's said.
I mean, if you think you're gonna like fill the room up, that's gonna take a while.
That's also
We have
not
the decanter of
humanely-
endless water.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I know. Even with
That's
that,
not.
30
is not
gallons. 30 gallons every 6 seconds is quite a lot.
Oh
One,
man, we are
that's
just not built for
people
quick
levels
killing.
You
that-
would.
And
Yeah.
two,
So, Shui, you would have read that they're amphibious. Also, it's just in a different part of the stat block than what I was
Okay.
looking at.
Well, never mind.
I've got plenty of arrows, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
I'd rather
hate
not
this.
drown them, even if that was an option.
I
let's do this in their face.
hate this. I guess let's do
I
this.
mean, they're in cages. If we just kill them one at a time, if we run out, then morning we can hear. Try again. Chop chop. Stab stab. Shoot shoot.
Poke
Mhm.
poke trap trap stab stab.
I mean, I should have known that this would end up just being an incredibly depressing ending where you slaughtered them all, but like it was interesting to see how you guys debated and what else you could have tried to do. But yeah, so are you taking care of them tonight or in the morning?
Night, I guess.
Alright. Someone roll me a d20.
You're doing it.
Can do it.
You got it? I'll do it.
Okay, the way you do it. That seems fitting anyway.
Yeah.
13.
Alright, it is a slog, but you manage to take care of 3 of them before you, cannot keep going tonight. So, go ahead and mark off. We're just gonna make it an even. Let's see. Oh gosh, but poor Yu has no hit points compared to the rest of you. You'll all start the
I mean, that's
day-
fair though.
Yeah, you will all. I mean, but Joy, you also probably would have stayed farther back versus Bonalium. But you will all start the day down 5 hit points, and those of you with spell slots lose either a 2nd level spell or 2 1st level spells slots. Your choice.
Okay.
But
Temporary.
otherwise, we still get the effects of a long rest. Otherwise, other than
Yes.
those. Okay.
Other than that,
How many hit points? I apologize.
5.
5. Okay.
That would be 5 off of our max, not with those. Be after the long rest, then, right? Or
Yeah, because it would be after the long rest, so it would be the next morning that you had to do that. So you don't.
yeah,
have
I
to
just
have-
still had those temp hit points from Mixa
Yeah, so
or
make
whatever.
sure you
so
get rid of
yeah.
those beforehand. Yes. All right.
This is visually wearing on Joyu.
Yeah. This is a bad situation, but it's done now. Man, I was really hoping you guys would let the dragons free.
You.
Not that that was the right decision, just that that's the more
No.
interesting decision for me.
Yeah, that's the fun decision when we
Alright.
get to fight
Yeah.
for
We
Wormling.
give you nothing.
You guys do this. Mixa probably would have helped. And
We
a
stride in
little
there
bit
like the Nazgul
afterwards-
and the inn, start stabbing the pillows.
Yeah, exactly.
There were
Just
actually
watching
just
that
illusions
too.
the whole time.
They're just pillows full of feathers. It's fine. So you at about this time, or a little after you guys finish up, Meeks sort of like stops for a minute and mutters something under her breath, and then she looks around and she says that the temple got back to me. Your bird must have arrived.
Oh.
Okay.
Do you want to know what they said?
Absolutely.
Yeah, sorry, I
No.
have to find it. Yeah. I thought you were just gonna like say something else, and I was
You're
like,
sure the
do you
bird
wanna-
got there?
do you wanna- Yeah,
So
would
that'd
they
be good.
answer?
Snap the bird back.
Oh, yeah.
That's all.
Fair. They said they can send 2 clerics capable of helping at least some of the townsfolk. It'd probably take a few days to get them all out of here, but they can also, help us keep track of them. They can help arrange teleportation from Valkalor to Linlier for only material cost, but the party you all will have to help them with a favor once you get there
That
Favor?
seems fair.
in exchange.
Okay. That's understandable.
These are clerics of Eldath. They're not gonna ask you to do something sketchy.
I mean, there's not much sketchier we could do than
I don't
This.
know. It
There
seems
is
like
much sketchier you can do than this.
most of the clerics
Much
Kenai has met
sketchier.
seem to be sketchy.
Yeah, I know, right?
But they also all seem to be clerics of Telona, so maybe clerics are just not good people.
Yeah. Well,
I've met some good clerics. They're not all bad.
I've met plenty of good clerics.
They
mhm.
brought me back. Well, not those ones, but
Yeah.
other ones.
Okay.
All right.
Well, are we going to wait for these clerics first, or are we just going to head out now that Mixa's group is here to take care of things?
I
If
think that was the
We're-
plan.
we know they're
Right,
coming,
Then we're good.
we hired
Obviously,
for that.
before we
Not my
go, we'll
job,
need
and
to make sure Mixa has her share of.
Yeah, we should.
Oh, that's
Split
true. We should
the-
hash that out.
That would
Would
be appreciated.
So how much gold is left over after
Okay,
all the supply run?
So I've been
Okay.
deducting from our group fund that we've had so far in this dungeon, right?
Yeah,
So
1,800 gold, 3,300 silver, 1,500 copper.
yeah, so we have.
Yeah, see, I gave you all round numbers.
Yeah,
Well,
So
except
we
for
screwed it up.
except for the gold can I randomly doled out.
Yeah,
That's not
exactly.
rounded.
Yeah.
It was round numbers until can I?
Okay, 36. Shall I give it in just gold amount rather than all splits, or
that's probably easiest.
it's whatever's easiest for us to figure out, I guess.
I'm assuming we
The
have
only
it in a
time-
variety of.
Yeah, the only time when denominations will really matter like that is if you get to the point where you cannot carry all of it,
Yeah.
which is not at the early levels. So
Okay, so we
when
have.
when you go to slaughter a bunch of ancient dragons in their lairs,
I,
then you'll have to worry about what fits in your bag of holding. Until
I heard of this wizard named Tensor. I'll have to look for him for some help.
We have approximately. Well, not approximately. We have 1,780 gold and 24 gold cents.
Oh no.
Left over from
Okay.
after expenses.
Oh, because the horses.
Divided
Yeah.
by 6,
I was
right?
wondering where the 300 went, but yeah.
Harold's here. Meeks is here. And the rest of us?
Harold, I don't need a share. I didn't do much, and
You
honestly,
came-
Harold opened doors.
You came and risked your life just the same way we did. We just happened to be more equipped for it. I don't see the difference.
You can save it for your teleportation fund or fees, Harold.
if you insist, but really, I don't really need
What?
it.
But what if maybe Harold would like a big house someday?
I'll take it. It's fine. Now I gotta keep checking Harold's gold.
Alright, so are we just dividing it by 6 evenly? Or are we scamming the 2 NPCs for whatever reason?
No.
One of which literally was like, "Don't give me any," and you guys insisted.
And then we scam him. Here's 3 gold.
No, we insist.
Let's see, 1,780 divided evenly. Here you go. 6 for you.
6 for you.
7
20
for you.
me, another 6 for you.
Okay, what was it again? 1,760?
80.
80.
1780.24.
Okay.
I
Divided
have a
by
degree in
6.
Calculating.
I suppose
Yeah, I
we
guess.
should.
Because that's a thing.
I mean, are we gonna be staying as a group for a while? Should we start a group fund? I guess we can share if we need it. I'm fine splitting it evenly. It's probably the easiest way to.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sure. Let's split evenly then. So.
I have not that much use for it other than
Oh, it doesn't split evenly by 6.
researching
Try.
magic,
I'm
but
shocked.
it would have.
Yeah, right. It wouldn't have.
It
Or
wouldn't
maybe
have.
it would have. I didn't calculate.
I don't think it would have.
If we didn't include Harold, we could divide it by 5. And then we could donate money towards him.
You can have our 24 gold cents.
We'll be like wealthy patrons for him, you know. Just oh, you want something nice? Go have a nice dinner tonight. Here you go.
Sugar daddies.
Oh my.
Ugh.
Reversed.
Sugar daddies for Harold the Daddy.
Daddy Harold.
No, you can't. Ugh. Don't.
Anyways,
Bad.
how much
I don't
gold
want
does that split to?
Okay, so it's 296 gold and 7.
I want to hear can I explain this?
Okay.
Yeah, right.
I mean, if you want Canai to split it up or explain it, Canai's just throwing gold everywhere. This is yours.
Here's your
this is yours.
handful. Everybody gets
Oslo?
6
Yeah.
handfuls.
Oslo, you would like some dirt? Land is expensive.
The only person that might actually take you up on some dirt.
Canai's like, this is the land of the Empire of Failton. Serve it well. Gives it to Oslo.
Oh gosh.
Divide 1780 by 5 and then give Harold the dirt because that's more valuable.
No.
He gets the
I'm not
king
gonna let you do Harold dirty like that. Okay.
dirty.
I'm so mad. Alright.
Okay. It is roughly 296.7 for each of us, and there's like 4 cents left over. Wait.
But what about 0.7
Yeah,
and there's 4 cents
Oh,
left over?
Yeah, there's 4 cents left. That's like the remainder is 4 cents.
Okay, so there's how much are we getting each?
296 gold and
Oh, and 7 silver.
7
Okay.
copper.
Wait, 0.7 or 0.07?
0.7.
Then
So
it's
that's 7
silver.
copper.
No, it's 7 silver.
Is it silver? But isn't every... Oh, wait, no, you're right.
I have a degree in calculating things too.
Okay, 297 gold, 7 silver.
Yes.
Cool.
And then 4
I'm glad that
copper
we
left
made
over.
Mixa pay for our horses too.
For
What do you
each
mean?
and-
Oh.
I mean, we took that out of the total before we split it, but it's fine.
It's for the group's benefit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, not her benefit, but it's fine.
She's not gonna
I mean,
complain.
she doesn't
Yeah.
know that we paid for everything. Out
She
of
doesn't
the
know
group
what
fund
we- yeah.
already. She's assuming
I'm
we paid
not-
out of our own
And
personal.
It's
you
not
did
worth-
take on more danger than her, and she is not complaining about getting this payday.
Yeah, so it's a lot of gold.
300 gold on like 2 days of work.
Yeah.
Are we also donating towards a recovery fund for the prisoners?
I
You can have
don't
the 4
think
cents.
The constable has.
The constable said he
Yeah,
had
I
a
mean, you guys
some sort
did
of a fund.
already spend like your own money from the dungeon to get them supplies to last through however long they're
We got them
supposed to.
food. The constable does have some sort of a fund. It seemed like
I feel comfortable with that then.
I want to give away gold. I want to help people, but I think that we're gonna need some of this to help people too.
Yeah, us. We are people.
Don't. Yeah. Please, nobody let me be selfish if you think that I am or we are for some reason, because I don't ever want to be, but I think that we can do good with it.
All right. So, you guys getting on the road?
You were ready and said it.
So, what are the names of the 3 new horses?
Did you ask them?
Do you ask them?
Yeah, can I in the morning will talk to the horses.
Oh my goodness. Okay. You cast speak with animals.
Yes.
They don't know you can
Hello,
talk to them.
majestic farm beasts. And can I will approach Cheese and Sally.
And we just hear him making horse noises.
Okay. We don't like it in this forest.
Oh, can I apologizes? We will leave soon, but can I just wanted to make sure you were still comfortable with this group. I kind of promises not to set forests on fire.
That was
We
you?
will, right? We will follow your lead.
And I takes out an extra charred piece of rations and offers.
Do you have any apples? Or oats? Or things that aren't black?
Didn't you promise to bring them apples next time?
I
Did
think you
we?
did.
Did we get some dried fruits or apples specifically in the supplies we bought for the prisoners?
Can I have thought of that?
I mean, I would have just let Mixa buy whatever was appropriate.
Yeah, I don't think that unless you had a reason to, like, there probably isn't specific. There might be some dried fruit. There's not like a whole fresh apple anywhere.
Okay. I'm gonna have to make a note. These horses want apples
I know, right?
And
Buy
oats.
Apples.
and oats.
Mm-hmm.
Can I take an hour to learn another spell or to prepare a spell? Damn it. Okay, then that's fine. Can I promises to provide apples later, but he'll offer some dried fruit now.
Thank you.
Then I will go to the other 3 majestic animals of the civilized farm. What can I call
Yes,
you?
oh God. You did a very bad job of keeping track of us yesterday. Can we trust you today?
Yes, can I assumed that majestic farm animals behave like deer and run away when can I lurks from around the tree? But that was not
Paws
the
at the
case.
ground angrily. We are much more refined than that, good sir.
Ah, yes, the civilized animals. Much
Oh
like
no,
you.
racist horse.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Not racist, just
They're
classist.
species. Oh, what?
Well, it's because they're it's not that it's horses versus deer, it's that they're wild versus tame.
These are
Oh.
fancy bred horses, you know.
They're fancy bred horses from
Ed?
Summer Bend in the
What
middle of
kind of
nowhere.
bread?
I know, I was thinking the same thing Clarissa.
We have
Fancy
a
bread
horse
horse. Oh, man.
Cheese, who is in bread. What? Is cheese in bread?
Oh, sorry.
We're
I forgot
off the
last thing you
rails.
said. Everyone is just talking nonsense, including myself.
Oh
Fancy
my
bread
goodness.
horse. Cheese and bread.
Is this horse bread? Is this horse cheese? Is this horse cheese bread?
What okay, you guys gotta
Okay,
stop
anyways.
interrupting this if you want any sort of
Anyways.
progress.
What's that? I've never heard of her. Okay, so what can I call you?
My name is Brioche.
Another cheese.
A fancy bread horse.
This is Baguette and Ciabatta.
Sally become the odd one out.
Sally, the reasonable horse.
Oh my god.
Just looks ridiculous in comparison.
Ah,
This is cheese, brioche, ciabatta, baguette,
What
and
are you?
Sally.
What is that weird human name you've chosen?
Right?
oh my. Okay.
You don't have to
I
talk
will
like
turn
them.
around and
I
introduce
should've
the
named one
horses.
Pumpernickel.
Aw, that one's like a legit horse name.
I know, I was trying to come up with some that could kind of be horse names, but it was tough.
Brioche
real
and
tough.
baguette. That's what I would name my horses.
Honestly, people name horses very
Fair.
silly.
Yeah, like the race horses could have been their name. Like,
You know, you could have also have asked the horses' names when you bought them from the person.
yeah, but that's not.
They can't speak
I
to
don't want to
them.
hear it from them. I can't speak to people. I can speak to animals. Come on.
Right. Can I actually could speak to animals before he could speak to people?
It's probably true.
No, like canonically.
yeah.
Can I?
That's how.
Yeah.
And I spoke to.
Raised
yeah.
by the rats.
I fell out of a tree. Was raised by rats.
Rat King, can I?
Oh my god, no.
Anyways,
Anyways, I will turn around and introduce the horses to the party. Friends, this is Brioche, Baguette, Ciabatta. They will serve us well.
fair enough.
Interesting.
Alright.
I'm gonna take Sally
Who's on
again.
which horse?
I'm taking Sally again because
Okay.
I did pretty well with Sally previously.
Mhm, mhm.
Who was the sassy horse with all the attitude about classism?
Oh, that was Brioche.
Brioche.
Oh, I was guessing it was Baguette.
Oh, oui. These lowly wild animals are below me.
Yeah, Vanessa, do the accent.
Oh, but also
Sounds
sound like a
like
horse
Italian.
still.
Yeah, right. Like it's bad enough that I have to like Winnie.
Winnie Winnie.
The others, let's see. Yeah, Brioche is also French.
Oh, but she could be like Creole French, you know, a little Southern twang.
Ooh, I like
It'll
that.
eventually
Oh,
get
Brioche
there.
Canadian.
Brioche
French.
is a boy. Can't you tell when I'm being a boy horse instead of a female horse? It's very different.
Okay.
We ride.
You ride. Are you guys going normal pace, fast? What's the deal?
Up to Harold, I guess.
Yeah. How concerned are we, Harold?
He will defer to you all.
What are the time
Alright.
frames?
Yeah,
So
we
That's
we
the
fair.
difference with going fast versus normal speed is primarily like you not like you have disadvantage on perception and you cannot be stealthy. So
Yes.
if you run across anything dangerous, it's gonna see you first. And you're more likely to attract its attention.
How much quicker will we get there?
I am looking right now. So at a fast pace, you'll get there in like 2.2 days as opposed to like just over 2.5 days.
I don't think
So
that.
it'll save you like half a day.
I don't think it's worth it. It's too risky.
Yeah, that's not a big enough
Yeah.
difference. So just regular
At
pace.
a normal pace, you also aren't being stealthy, but you don't have the disadvantage on perception.
Yeah, it's still
Fine.
normal pace, I think.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, you still have horses, so it's still a lot faster than if you were going on foot.
Yeah.
All right, so it's going to take you, just over 2 days. Okay, so you head out on the road.
I would like to look out for, as we're heading there, the whole time I'd like to keep an eye out for a group of clerics headed towards our direction where I know it's not likely that we'll see them, but
you also you don't know how they'll be traveling,
that's fair.
but you got the impression that they're more powerful than you guys, so they might have magical means. So hard to say.
Magical horses.
Probably that.
Yeah. Let's keep our eyes to
Down
the
riding
sky.
unicorns.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Things.
All right.
I do use
So-
Divine Sleeper before we take camp at night.
Okay, well, we're not even
Okay.
at that point yet. So it is late morning when you guys get going, since you had to still deal with the dragons. Well, dragon baby. This morning, you pack up everything to go. I missed a day in here. Sorry. I spent another day. So it is the 8th day of Bane now. Temple. So here we go. You embark on your journey to Valkalor around late morning. It's going to take just over 2.5 days, assuming no setbacks. You're going to be skirting around the Blind Chasm, unless you'd like to try and cross it in some way. It's going to be especially difficult with horses, but I will present that option to you, just so I didn't assume.
We have no method, as far as I'm aware.
Yeah, pretty much.
You
So
can
you're
build a
going to-
bridge.
No.
Oh.
I
No.
don't think that'll be faster, but I don't know. So the first day of travel is you're fairly familiar with. It's the way that you came up through to Summer Bend after you had to leave the woods in a hurry because they were on fire. So
Yes.
you're
Can we see the
still-
woods and that path and see like what the state of it is as we come back down?
So you can see the path that you were on before that, but the fire was much further south. You will not be getting even within, you'll be like 20 miles
Can
west of
may I
by that point, because it branches like east this way and west the other way around a mountain in the middle. So you'll be diverting far away from it, so you won't be able to pass through there.
Am I able to send the bird off in that direction as we're traveling to get an idea of how bad the fires are?
You can. It's nearly as far to there as it is to Valkalor, so it's gonna be like a day and a half.
Okay, I won't do
Where
it then.
gets there, and then another day and a half back, or
Yeah.
less than a day and a half, but still.
Well, I
It'll
wouldn't have.
be
It wouldn't have to
nearly-
travel back. I could summon it back, but
assuming you can correctly guess when it's gotten there and it doesn't run into anything.
Yeah.
But yes.
yeah, I'm not gonna do that though. I'll wait then. That's too
Okay.
long.
Yeah. So the first day you're traveling, as I mentioned, down the same sort of pathway as before. Trees on one side, mountains on the other. Somebody roll me a d20, please.
You want to do it?
Can I? It's your turn then.
Yeah,
Okay.
do it.
11.
11. Okay. You have a pleasant day of travel. It's a nice, warm pleasant spring day. Not too warm, but the sun is out. You guys are.
A light jacket.
Yeah, exactly.
Perfect day.
It's what is that? April 17th,
25th.
25th. Okay, whatever. The idea is there. But yeah, you managed to make a little bit more progress than you expect, even with the pleasant weather. It is like you didn't realize, even with your trek through the woods to Summerbend and back for Kana and Jueyu, that helped a little bit. But knowing that you needed to get back to the temple and just being in that environment, it was really starting to get to you. And being out in the air again with a purpose that isn't quite so Talona focused, although still a little bit, but just it's nice. It is relieving to be on your way and not underground. As it reaches the end of your day of travel, actually, in the distance you can kind of see the terrain just starting to change a bit. The gap between the woods and the mountain range starts to widen a bit, and you probably can't see the chasm itself from here, but you see sort of the terrain around it. You know that it's that direction, and rather than the woods and mountains that you've had, there's a little bit more. It just starts to, ahead of you, looks more and more barren. The brush gets a little bit lower. There's, far fewer trees. And you all decide that it's time to make a camp. Unless you want to push on.
We'll make camp.
All right. You guys taking watches?
Same order.
Yeah.
Same order as usual.
Yeah.
Do we have a normal order?
What is usual?
And I usually second.
I think it's
Usually last.
usually Jueyu, Kanai, Alistine, Bonalium. Though there is some interplay between the first three. It's just the Bonalium's always last.
Yeah, I know, because I wanted to be always last.
What?
It's fine.
Why?
It's fine. It's
Why does
fine.
Bonalium want to be always last?
Because he
I mean,
wakes up
Harold's
early
here
always.
too, right?
Yeah, I wanted to wake up early.
Jueyu wants to wake up early.
It's fine.
Jueyu and Bonalium.
I think Harold should take watch with somebody rather than.
Jueyu's not petty.
Well,
Lex
yeah,
is.
Harold, no.
Bonalium does it for religious reasons. So
You
So
don't know
long
my
as it's
reasons. Anyways, Okay, who's taking first watch? Does that mean I am?
If you want to.
Sure, I'll take
Harold
first watch.
will take watch with whoever wants to take watch with Harold. Y'all can fight over him.
It'll default to Kenai unless someone else wants to.
Yeah, that's what
Yeah.
happens.
Hmm.
Alright, Harold will take watch with Kenai.
It's my daddy. No one else's.
Share him now. He's all of our
And
daddies.
with that, we're gonna call it the end of the session and the end of the campaign. What a weird way to go.
We all died in a weird
Yeah.
explosion.
Oh.
No, there wasn't even an explosion. It's just done.
Fun. You did it.
I
over.
rolled an 8
You won the
for
end.
perception for
I
my
didn't tell
check.
you to roll perception yet.
You did.
I did. Oh, okay. I was
Yeah.
going to.
He got distracted by the daddy talk.
Fair. Okay. You don't notice anything. It's probably fine. Alright. Yeah, your watch goes off without a hitch. And it is Kenai and Harold are up.
Oh, can I spend an hour actually trying to figure out what this bracelet is?
Yes, you can.
Forgot all about the bracelet.
Yeah, I snuck it away real quick.
You spend a while, and after a bit of inspection, oh, this is not helpful. Okay, yeah, here it is. So, I told you how many beads were on it, right?
5.
5, yes. Okay.
I think it was 15.
Yeah. And they all blow up and you're dead. No, this is.
I think
the
too hard, my head
beads-
explodes.
You recognize the beads on this bracelet are each beads of force. So you have 5 beads of force. This is a small black sphere that you can use an action to throw, and it will explode upon impact, and creatures have to make a dex saving throw or take force damage and then get captured within a sphere.
Interesting. Okay.
Yes, so you have that.
Cool.
Go ahead and add it to your inventory. Oh, by the way, yeah, Alistine, with the armor, that should be, you should be able to add that on D&D Beyond if you look for armor of
Yeah, I did.
resistance. Okay, yeah. So yeah. So Kenai and Harold sit up on watch. Harold's just a little bit quiet tonight, unless you engage him in conversation. He probably won't say much.
Okay. Kenai will tell Harold that at least. Harold, Kenai sent the letter to Harold's son.
Oh, thank you. I'm glad to hear it. Hopefully, we'll be able to find him before, it even has to get to him. But just in case something happens, I thought it'd be good to warn him,
Yes, Kenai would like to make sure that Ray is okay.
Ah, you read the name, huh?
Yes, Ray. So sorry, Rayvel.
Oh, I just call him Ray, actually.
Really?
Yeah, Ray. I mean, he sort of came with the name. I always thought it was a little bit hoity-toity, but don't tell him I said that.
Came with a name?
Oh, I adopted him.
Oh. Oh. What does that mean?
It means that he didn't have parents, so I took him in.
So, does that mean Kenai was adopted by Harold too?
Sorta. Sure.
Oh.
He looks at you kind of sweetly. You know, his eyes are a little bit wet, but he doesn't say anything too much about it. Just yeah, if you want to think about it that way, you know.
Well, Kenai was adopted by Harold, but Kenai was also adopted by the others here too.
Oh, certainly, yeah. Sometimes some people are, you know, lucky enough to be born with family that sticks around and can care for them and all that, but it doesn't always work out that way, and finding family has its own rewards.
Kenai did not think family could be found.
Well, that's sort of what adopted means. You
Oh,
choose your family.
and that's okay?
Why not?
Oh. Thank you, Harold. Kenai likes to think of Harold as family, since Kenai didn't really think of anyone as family before Kenai met Harold.
He sort of pats you on the shoulder. That means a lot to me too, Kenai. I would be honored to be your family. What is that face?
Resisting the urge to say something that will ruin the moment.
I want you to be my daddy.
Oh,
Kenai's such a wholesome boy. You can't say that.
Okay.
And
Kenai will not
here's
say that.
little naive Vanessa just like, what would you say? Oh. Anyway.
Yeah, I'll just Kenai will sit there contently. Small smile on his face for the rest of the watch.
Legs kicking.
Legs kicking like a child.
Just like
Like
that.
thumbing his hands like
So. Oh yeah, roll perception check.
oh yeah, that's what the watch is supposed to be about.
Yeah, I know, right? Harold got a nat 1, so he's too busy like wiping his tears from his eyes off in the corner subtly to be able to see anything.
Well, Kenai got a 23.
Yeah. Did you
Oh, the
roll
best
with
thing at all.
disadvantage because you don't have?
Oh, shall I have
Yeah,
disadvantage?
You should do that.
Oh, 22.
Aw, man. We're all gonna
You're
die.
the worst. It's funny because
You almost saw through the ground.
I know.
Yeah.
The conversation just invigorates Kenai.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Kenai's like, this is my family. No one. Have
Oh,
you guys seen those Vin Diesel memes? That's what
Yeah.
Kenai is right now.
Kenai turns into Vin Diesel.
No, I got family.
Oh gosh.
No one can mess with my family.
You, even without dark vision, and with the extremely small amount, the slivers of the moon casting light, you swear, just sort of gazing off in the distance near the mountains, you see some sort of flash of light, and it's silvery, and you can't quite tell if it's a shooting star, or it doesn't look quite right to be a shooting star. It looks almost closer, but just a little silver speck in the sky, and as soon as you see it, it's gone.
Make a wish. Wish spell activates.
Oh gosh. That's terrifying.
Man, I wish.
House?
Can I will ask, I guess, Harold, if there's Harold,
Yeah.
there is it common to see the silver, however you described it? Sorry, I don't want to.
Just like it looked like kind of like a shooting star, but a little bit more like silvery and a little bit close. That's the thing, is it's hard to.
Okay.
It's not like anything you see. Like, you've spent plenty of nights outdoors, and even though it's usually in the woods, you know, you can see the sky from time to time. You've seen shooting stars. It's not recognizable to you, so it's hard to describe, but just some sort of silverish light, just for like a little flash for a brief moment, and then it's gone.
And it's coming from the direction of the mountain?
Yes.
Just like near it?
Okay. It's coming from the southwest, in the direction of the mountains.
I mean,
this isn't some sort of puzzle you need to solve right
Yeah,
now.
I know. I'm just like trying to see who I could talk to about this, other than Harold.
Can I shoot fire at it?
I don't think so. I mean, after can I guess just brings it up to Harold just to see if, like, kind of probe to see if Harold knows anything about it.
Oh, I didn't see it. Was it just a shooting star or something, or
Not
silver?
really. Very similar, but is not like any shooting star that Kenai has seen. Almost close.
I mean, there's not a lot of silver things in the sky usually, other than the moon and stars. Nothing I can think of. Might have just been a trick of the light, you know, with the...
Maybe. Alistine is next, right?
Yes.
Okay. Kenai will wait.
I mean,
the
it's
end of
about
his-
time to wake her up.
Okay. I guess when Kenai wakes up Alistine, Kenai will ask, Alistine's familiar with the night sky and all its comings and goings, right?
Yes.
Has Alistine ever seen a silver flash, almost like a falling star, but close? Too close.
Have I?
I don't know when this got so serious. Like, too close. It's
Too
deeply
close.
suspicious. You should all be
It is not
very
natural.
concerned. No.
Kill it with fire.
You can roll a nature check, I guess, Alistine.
Is 11.
Sounds like it's probably just a shooting star, and Kenai probably is just overthinking it. Probably.
I'll keep an eye out, can I, for
Oh no!
the light, I guess.
the voice.
Thank you, Alistine.
Yeah.
Kenai will give one last look towards the mountain as he piles into his furs.
Okay, Alistine. Yeah, Harold also goes to bed. Alistine, roll a perception check, please.
Ooh. It's a mod 20.
Mm.
Oh,
You're
sorry.
sitting there-
Sorry. Percent. That's +3. 22.
Okay. I mean, if you guys had gotten a 23, you would know exactly what it was, but...
Wow.
Yeah, you sit, actually, a few minutes into your watch, you know, you're sitting there like, I guess I better keep an eye out, but I'm sure it was just a shooting star or something, whatever, and then you do see just like a little silver glint in the sky near the mountains. Looks like it's kind of heading away, like further southward, and then it's gone again. And you keep, now you know you're on guard looking for it. You don't see it again. Otherwise,
It looks like it's far away, like on the mountain or in the sky.
it is far enough away that it messes with your perception, like the depth perception. It's hard to tell. It's not, you know, approaching you, but you can't tell if it's on the mountain or it's in the sky. You know how you know, as a kid you're like, oh wow, I saw a shooting star, and it's like that's a helicopter or a plane, but like you can't tell the difference because it's a little light way up in the sky.
Yeah.
This just seems a little bit too physical to be a star, but at the same time, look, and it's not quite the right color, but it's the same size. So, at this distance, who knows what it is? It's called foreshadowing. Don't worry about it.
I'll just keep an eye out until Bonalium's watch.
Yeah, you as you know, carefully as you're looking, you don't see it again tonight. You go wake Bonalium up.
Yeah. And I'll just tell him, hey, keep an eye out over there. And I'll just point, like, there's something flashing, or I don't know, some weird something. I don't know. Just keep an eye out. Good night.
There might be something coming to kill us. Keep an eye out. Good night.
I mean, at this point, that's pretty normal.
Fair. At any given time, there might be something coming to kill you at this point.
Alston's really cool, but sometimes I wish he gave me a little bit more information. Alright.
Yep. Alright, roll a perception check.
That is
You don't have disadvantage, at least.
a 12. So, flashing. What flashes? Lightning bugs? Big lightning bugs. What if, like, lightning storm bugs? Is that a thing?
You don't know, and you don't see whatever they were talking about.
Flashing. Oh no, what if it's the wildfire sparking back up? No, we're too far for that.
In the
Flashing.
complete opposite direction, but don't worry about that.
Flashing.
I guess not the complete opposite direction, but...
So I spend my shift just daydreaming about what flashing could be, instead of actually paying attention to the world around me.
I mean, you're at 12. It's not terrible, but yeah, nothing catches your interest at some point, you know. Palestine, you're probably the lightest sleeper as you're tossing and turning. You just hear flashing, 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 Polly muttering under his breath. You roll over and go back to sleep, but you know. And then you all wake up in the morning, and it's another day of travel. And I think that's where we're gonna call tonight's session. Thanks for watching, guys.